Welcome back, Turf Talks, episode number 7. Happy fucking Halloween, everybody. We in this bitch, we're all dressed up. We got our Halloween attire on. We got our costumes. How are we feeling, gentlemen? Welcome back to the show.
What are you, Zach? What are you?
Well, jeez. I'm not even done with the intro.
I don't care. What are you? What are you? Everyone's wondering.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure people are questioning what the hell is this man wearing. Well, let me tell you really quick. I gotta stand up for this one. I gotta fucking stand up for this shit. I'm a goddamn bottle of ranch. That's what
Holy
I
shit,
am.
you be dressing.
Let's go. Let's go. I know. I'm hyped.
You be dressing.
What are you guys? What's that?
You be dressing.
I'd be dressing. Straight out of Hidden Valley. Yeah, no, that's me. I'm a bottle of ranch in spirits of the Halloween season and holiday here. Spence, what are you?
I'm a pickleball paddle.
He's a pickleball paddle. Let's go. Oh, Wyatt, I think we don't even need to ask what you are at this point.
I'm signing up. Put me out there, coach. I got my flag. I'm ready.
Coach.
These refs suck. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm ready. Put me out there.
There we go. And Trey, what do we got down in the corner here? What are you?
That's a great question. You know, I don't know, honestly. Forgot about the dress up. Last second, you know,
this
just
is what he wore to
hanging in my
work.
closet.
He
This is what I
just
had
got back
hanging
from
in my
work.
closet.
So I don't know. This is what he just wore to work today.
Just here hanging out.
He's cutting down.
Last night we let the liquor talk.
Hey, copyright. Let's not be doing that.
Trey, what's below the desk? Like, what else is the fit?
Oh,
Are those jeans or Daisy Dukes?
Yeah, what are?
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
There we go.
yeah. We got them jorts.
Oh shit. Okay. Someone censor
Are you
that.
from Magic Mike or the Fields?
little both.
My gosh. Oh man. Well, we got a good show for you guys today. But before we even get into the actual show, what do we do this weekend, guys? Did we do anything fun besides obviously the Halloween festivities? We can get into that stuff here soon. But what'd you guys do this weekend?
Watch the Francis Ngannou fight.
Oh, yeah. Did do that.
How did that turn out? Because I was watching off of your stream that you had too. What was your thoughts?
Ngannou won it. Ngannou won it, but Fury actually won it.
So yes, Fury did win the fight. Ngannou did score a knockdown on Tyson Fury, which is wild. He looked damn good. I'm not gonna lie. Like he held his own. He didn't look like a UFC fighter in that ring. And we've seen this in every single one of Jake Paul's fights on TikTok Live or whatever they were streaming on. But you could tell that like they were UFC fighters in the ring. You could not tell with Francis Ngannou when he was boxing Tyson Fury. I mean, he looked good. Like he looked like a legitimate boxer. And you know, part of me wanted to be a hater. I'm not gonna lie to Francis Ngannou, but I don't think he can be. I mean, the guy just kind of went out there and just did his thing and didn't care. He kind of got obviously a little like a
I mean, he's obviously had boxing background. I mean, just by fighting in general.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a stand-up guy, and I'm not talking just like a good guy. I'm talking like in his UFC fighting. He legitimate, like that's what his game is. He's a stand-up boxing kind of guy. But regardless, UFC boxing is not the same as actual boxing, and so like to make that jump against literally one of the best, insane if you ask me. And so I don't know. I thought it was really cool to see. But man, yeah, it was a good show though. I liked it. Really good prelims too. It wasn't even like it was your typical bullshit Jake Paul KSI fights where it's like half these guys have never boxed before and it's garbage. I mean, it was quality fighting all the way around. It was actually kind of nice to see that for the first time. Yeah. Anything else, guys, this weekend? Anything else you guys do?
Just football.
Just football. Watch any good college games this weekend there, Wyatt?
Yeah, there were some good college games, but I mean, college football is the best football. So like, it's always enjoyable to watch.
Oh,
You forgot about the XFL.
You forgot about Canadian football?
Hey, the XFL just added the USAFL or whatever the hell it is.
USFL.
Like the US, whatever. So like they might actually have a lot more teams in the XF or they're now.
Doesn't
League.
The Rock Johnson own the XFL?
Yeah.
He does. That's pretty
Or
cool.
He's like
part,
part owner.
part. Yeah, part.
He's like
doesn't
but he's like he's kind of like
ambassador.
yeah, he's like the Logan Paul and KSI to like Prime kind of
Yep.
a thing, right? He's just kind of like the face of the thing, pretty much. Gotcha. Well, that's cool. Anybody do anything like Halloween related this weekend?
Why you went to the zoo, didn't you?
I mean, does that really count?
Not the zoo. The zoo.
It's a nice family restaurant, guys. Come on.
Oh.
Family restaurant, yeah. That's
Yeah.
really what it is
Me
online.
too.
It literally is
Online,
like
it
family-
does say that.
It
Yes,
says like
that's why I
family
brought it up.
restaurant.
There is not a lot of family activities that go on there.
I heard it was wild. There was more people there than there was like on Gypsy Days, and like it was like shoulder to shoulder. Apparently, is that true? Can you confirm, Insider Wyatt?
I mean, it was packed. It's a bar. What do you expect on a Saturday night?
It hasn't been like that always.
Well, that's because you go on a Friday night.
It's because I wasn't there.
Just
Well,
because
true.
I go on a Wednesday at 5:00 for their
Oh, Wednesday
29-cent
night, even
wings.
worse.
Just kidding. Just kidding. And
Hey,
big
Matt
car-
Miller's trying to fill your shoes, Trey. He's like, we need a tray around here. He always tells me
For
that.
real.
Jeez.
You
Shout
know,
out Matt Miller.
I carry. I do my best.
Trey's the life of the party.
Well, speaking of Halloween, gentlemen, I got a couple questions for you, and I want to. It's kind of like a roundabout way. It doesn't need to be just one person answer right now. The first question: what is? I'm gonna say, what is your top candy? What is your go-to candy? Not even top 3. I want to know what your number 1 is. You gotta have it, or it's not going to be good. And it could be anything. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to just be like a chocolate. It doesn't have to be some other kind of like hard candy, whatever it may be.
It's basically
is
what you get trick or treating.
I know, but
Whoa.
what is your favorite?
No, that's what you're going for. Right?
Candy or trick or treat candy?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
I think it has to be trick or treat candy.
Okay,
Oh,
a good Reese's.
Well, what would be different? What are you getting that you, or what do you like that you don't get on trick or treating?
Airhead Extremes.
I second that.
You don't get that on
The-
Halloween. I'm pretty sure that you can get that trick or treating.
You can get airheads, not the
If someone's handing out the extremes, I'm fucking stealing their, I'm going back to their house like 10 times. Yeah.
Yeah, them extremes are different.
Airhead Extremes, huh?
Ye-
Are you all saying the same thing then?
Oh no, I like a good
That's my
Reese's.
go-to gas station candy.
100%.
Airhead Extremes.
Yeah.
A good Reese's bar.
Okay,
Give me
well,
that shit.
okay. So Reese's bar, I can see Reese's peanut butter cups.
Or yeah, cups. That's what they
Yeah.
are. not bar.
So you're saying Airhead Extremes. Are you doing what are you doing, Spence?
I mean, I'm an airhead extreme for gas station, but for Halloween, I kind of like the pennies in the little baggie. You get like 15 cents, or whatever. Dude, you're making money. That's
This
the
is
best.
true. Dude, some people do be handing out money on Halloween.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So Spencer's favorite Halloween candy is just the free money that they hand out at his houses he goes to.
Bro, I feel like it was always the worst because like you get the money and then the next one you go to, you get a toothbrush and it's like motherfucker.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is handing out toothbrushes?
I've had,
No,
That's
what I was
gonna
Fucking the
No,
dentist.
it is terrible.
You're getting.
This ain't
You're
the
getting.
dentist, bro.
Yeah, you're getting.
Dude, they're just
hosed,
handing
dude.
out the little ones and like just single ones.
Yep.
Here you go, kids. Great. I need another.
Well, that's your
toothbrush.
first problem if you're trick or treating at a damn dentist office, dude.
and then the next thing you know, their whole house is teepeed and egged. It's weird. I don't know.
And the next day, the motherfucker was dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I would say my go-to candy for Halloween. It has to be full-size candy bars. It doesn't matter which one, but I think it's full size.
He just wants that full shit.
I'm
He
more of
doesn't
a
want
I'm more of a bite-sized guy myself.
bite
I
size.
love,
You would,
but you get
you would be a
everybody-
bite-sized guy. wouldn't you?
Everybody you go around to, it's bite size. You get that one jackpot
size.
house, and it's
This
a
is,
full
no,
size.
no, no, no.
candy
This
bar.
is true. This is true, Spencer.
And you remember that house. You're like, okay,
yeah.
pin that location. We're going back next year, and the year after that. And if I'm even 25, I'm going back to that house. We're in the ping pong.
I'm grabbing one of the little kids. Hey, just come with me. Trust me.
Whoa!
Yo.
No, come in here.
Can you
And
throw the
if
flag?
he
Can
gets-
you throw the flag?
condone
Can you
that?
throw the
Yeah,
flag?
throw the flag on that.
Get Chris
I'll throw
Hansen
the
in
flag
there.
on all three of your asses for going that far.
You're the one that said
Unnecessary.
You're the
it.
one who said
You're
you're
the
gonna
one that
grab a
said it.
kid.
Unnecessary. No. You guys
Yeah,
are
yeah.
terrible
We
people.
got you on video.
Terrible people.
Run it back.
My gosh. Yeah, you guys could run
we
it
get a
back.
That
replay?
was said like 30 years ago. Everyone would have been like, "Oh, all right, I know what you mean." But no, you guys,
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah.
That's normal.
you people,
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah, pedophiles.
we're all white here.
Whoa,
All right,
normal.
calm down.
Whoa.
Where does the race come
Okay,
from?
we're
No.
getting down a line here that we don't need.
Exactly.
To be. My favorite candy.
Look where your guys' minds are headed. This is
Okay.
You
terrible.
brought race
My-
into this.
My
Well, you know what that quote's from, obviously.
my
stupid.
favorite candy. I know you guys are dying to know this, obviously. If we're gonna do both, I'm gonna say
You're gonna
gas
say Kit
station.
Kat.
Huh?
You're gonna say Kit Kat.
You're
No,
definitely
I'm
a
not
Whopper.
gonna say Kit
like
Kat. Nope.
a
So,
Whopper guy.
in my opinion, and this has
Sixlets?
changed. This has changed. So my gas station cafe choice or cafe, my gas station candy choice is you know the like the nerd clusters. Have you had those before?
They're actually downstairs right now. Should I bring them up?
Not like the regular nerds, but like the cluster ones with like the gummy middle of them. Very good.
They're downstairs right now. I have
You know what I'm
some.
talking about?
I have some.
Okay, well, good. Well, those are my favorite gas station candy. My favorite trick-or-treating candy, and again, this has changed. I'm a Twix guy. I kind of like me some
Left or
Twix.
right?
Honestly, right is better. I've documented that. Right
All
Twix
right.
is better.
School project.
That's exactly what it was. Trey, why you look so disapproving right now? Is he frozen?
Gotcha.
There he is.
Jump scare.
Fucking asshole. Yeah. Well, that's our Halloween stuff, guys. Obviously, we're all dressed up for the season. Let us know in the comments below a couple things. What is your favorite candy, obviously, when it comes to trick-or-treating? And then what'd you dress up as Halloween this year? Let us know in the comments below.
And and out of us four, who has the best costume? Who brought the
Hey,
most?
yo. And since we're talking about it right now, we had some pick'ems. We're gonna do pick'ems again at the end of this show too. But remember, and I'll put this on TikTok. TikTok will be linked in the description below too. We talked about this at the end, and we said, hey, whoever gets the smallest amount correct, the least amount of games correct, is going to have to first dress up in a costume that we talked about and chose. And then he's also going to have to do a TikTok dance, and we're gonna post that
and
shit
paint his face.
and paint his face. He's gonna have to dress up and do a TikTok dance of whatever is trending right now. I don't even know what's trending for Halloween shit. And the biggest loser is, drumroll please, Mr. Wyatt Larson, the football guy himself, was the least correct this last week, and therefore he is going to have to dress up in the costume that we choose and post a TikTok onto the Turf Talks TikTok page, which again I'll link in the description below, so you guys can check that out. That's going to be up at some point, probably this weekend. But Wyatt, what do you have to say for yourself, man?
Like I said at the end of the last episode, when I found out what that challenge was, I forgot to go back and look at those. I had no clue what I was talking about.
I do remember you being like, "Oh shit, I probably should go and change something."
Yeah, exactly. I did not, and I paid the price for it.
You kind of lost by a decent amount too. I mean, there was a couple games. That you
I told you. I don't know. Well, a lot also went into those picks, like injuries that you thought were there, and then they decided to play.
Sure.
It's like 50-50. So like I never got really a good look at him because like most Sundays I will go back and look at him. Like, all right, this guy's playing, he's playing.
Well, not this Sunday.
Nope. Absolutely dropped the ball.
Well, you didn't do it this Sunday, man, and sorry.
It is what
Here,
it is.
how about this?
Sorry.
Since you lost
don't
this
wanna
week,
dance.
you get to pick the punishment for next week.
That seems fair.
All right.
But you can't have anybody paint their faces. It's not Halloween.
Can't be the same punishment back to back though.
No, that makes sense.
There we go. All right. Well, hey, let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about last week in the NFL, starting off with our weekend recap. And this started off all the way back on last week, Thursday, and that was against, and thank you, Wyatt, for the stats here, Bucks versus Bills. All right. And so, man, what a game, guys. Obviously, the Bills were the ones that came home with the win. I'm not going to say it was probably the prettiest win that they could have had, but what are your thoughts? Anybody have comments, thoughts on the game? Why? What do you think, seeing it firsthand?
Pretty much a dominant win by the Bills. I mean, even with the losses that they had on defense, they still managed to shut Baker down, only throwing 1 touchdown pass. And really, they got the run game sort of going-ish, but like they looked a lot better than they did last week.
Yeah. I think the one thing, and I'm going to probably disagree with you on this one already, Wyatt. I don't think it was necessarily as dominating as a win as we probably thought it would have been. They still won. They still won. But
they won in a big enough number to where it's like, all right, they controlled the game.
I agree with that. And I think there's a couple things stood out to this game. First is even though it wasn't a huge dominant win by the Bills, I think they did a great job at distributing the rock and not just having Stephon Diggs have to carry the team. The fact that Gabe Davis was able to actually have a game this weekend was really good to see. Obviously for fantasy users, but
and Khalil Shakir, 6 receptions, 92 yards.
That's good.
He was their leading receiver.
Absolutely. He didn't get the tutty like the other two, but still.
Yeah.
He looked like he was always open.
Yeah, I think if you can share the rock as much as you can, it's going to make you a better team. And knowing if it's not working to share the rock, you have a guy in Stephon Diggs that you can fall back onto to just rely on no matter what. And so that makes you dangerous. And I think if the Bills are going to continue to win games, they need to be able to share the rock amongst everybody. It can't just be Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen show, because I think it's proven that they could have great games, but they still lose them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Trey, what do you think?
I think you guys pretty much summed it up. The Bills are injured.
Yeah.
They're not playing their best football right now. It was a good team win. Josh Allen played better. But, yeah.
Not bad. And Baker, I think, honestly, has been kind of shocking the world. He didn't play his best game of the season, but he had another decent game. He had nothing to do with, I would feel like, that loss. A little bit on the lower side, I would say, when it comes to his completion rates and stuff. But 237 and a couple touchdowns, pretty darn good. Rashad White had a great game, both obviously on the ground, and had 7 catches for 70 yards. Very, very good when it comes in the passing game too. But overall, it was a really solid win by the Bills that they needed to have. If they lost this game, it would have been tough, to be honest with you. Do the Bills have what it takes to make it like a deep push again this year, or no? What do you guys think?
I want to hear what else. I think that they're kind of like that team that's like, okay, they should win, but they never do.
Yeah.
I think if they can get healthy, that they will obviously be a force. But it depends on, I guess, when everyone comes back. It can't come, hopefully it's before playoffs, obviously, so they can get a little bit underneath of them, a few reps under them and stuff. But
yeah.
I agree with you, Trey. I think more or less the O-line needs to get it figured out more than anything for this team. They did a pretty good job on Thursday, but all in all, they just need to take that next step and really give Josh Allen time against some of these better defensive lines out there in the league, especially against the Jets.
Yeah. Plenty of season left. We're only halfway here, so they have plenty of time, I think, to get it turned around. What are they at right now as a record? Is it 5-3 right now?
I believe so. Yes.
5-3. You're positive, up a couple games. You still can end the season very well if very in a very good spot if they continue to get wins here. And like you said, injuries are kind of the biggest issue. I think they're going to, hopefully get healthy here and be able to make some waves, but we'll see. Well, that was Thursday game, guys. Let's jump to Sunday's games, and we're going to go through our teams here, starting off with our main man, Trey here, Jags versus Steelers.
Wow. Rough one to watch, buddy.
I apologize that we were right. At least when I say we, Spence and I. But what are your thoughts, man?
We didn't drink the Kool-Aid.
What are your thoughts?
The Jags had a 12th man on the field the whole time, and he was dressed like my friend Wyatt over here. Fucking,
He might be right about that. I like when I said sign me up. I'm ready.
they fucking need him because
They need someone out there. They're terrible this year. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Our quarterback got hurt. I think if Kenny Pickett doesn't get hurt this game, we win that game.
Yeah,
I mean,
He's getting in a groove.
He's 10 for 16, 73 yards when he was playing. Not bad.
Yeah, and he just drove down the field. Like it was either right before half. It was right before half or right after
He
half.
was
one of the two.
driving. Yes.
And then we get down. We could get a field goal. All right, touchdown would have been better. Yes. Next drive, we're driving again. He gets a blatant, like obvious roughing the passer call that doesn't get called. He gets slammed on the ground, injured, out for the game. But then on the other hand, Trevor Lawrence gets a body weight call, whatever the fuck that is, where he's literally in his throwing motion still as he's getting hit. He's still throwing the ball as he gets hit, but it gets called roughing the passer or body weight because the guy landed on top of him, and in Kenny Pickett's, they landed to the side, so it doesn't count.
I would
And
agree
it's just-
with you. Those calls are such bullshit.
And it pissed me off even more, the fact that Pickett got hurt from it. And we had Mitchell Trubisky played a quarter and a half, and he threw 3 interceptions.
No, he threw 2.
It was. I think it was only 2, but regardless, that's not good. If
It
you're only
felt like
playing
3 probably.
It was
quarter
just
and a half
Watching that
time.
game, it was not great. I was watching with Dalen. Woofda.
Our defense played amazing. Oh my god, amazing. We had like 3 or 4 turnovers. When they were in the red zone, we had like two or 3 just in the red zone.
6 points in the first half.
Yeah,
Or
it was
9 points. 9 points in the first
all
half.
field goals, all field goals. But I don't think our offense was playing bad until Kenny got hurt, obviously, because Trubisky is fucking shit. But
that actually surprised me on how bad he played.
well, I
It
mean,
was, it was
for
raining.
exactly at the
Conditions
beginning of
were
the
not
game.
great.
Okay.
At the beginning of the game, our offense kind of sucked because it literally was clear. All of a sudden, right at kickoff,
Yep.
downpouring. People were dropping balls on the Jags and the Steelers side. Neither offense looked very good. Stopped raining, then the offense started going again. But when you lose your starting quarterback, it kind of fucks everything. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean-
Like I said,
One thing that sucked for you, ETN did. He was untouchable this game.
he only had one like big splash play. I think the touchdown. He had the fucking
Like you're talking 20 yards plus, right?
big splash play.
Exactly.
They didn't,
I'm talking. He was getting 8 to 10 yards almost every time he touched the ball. It felt like.
but I'll
as-
take it
as
if they're not
a-
scoring. I'll take it if they're not scoring.
But
You
an
know,
offense
honestly.
will also take that. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah,
here?
but then our defense would get a takeaway. So
Not late
Our
in the game.
defense-
They didn't.
not late in the game, obviously. They also I
And
don't know.
that's when
what
he
the
hit
time-
that
I don't-
splash touchdown.
I don't know what the time of possession was, but our defense was on the field like the whole fucking game. They put
they
you
were.
can. It's the NFL. The Jags offense is one of the best offenses probably in the league.
Yeah.
That first half.
You can only stop them for so long.
Yep.
You know,
That first half, Trevor Lawrence was the only person making them lose pretty much to you guys. Like Trevor Lawrence was making a bunch
Trevor
of bad
Lawrence had a
decisions.
great game. He only missed 8 passes all game. He had 1 interception.
The first half though, I'm talking about when the conditions were bad.
Yeah.
He was the only reason the Steelers were in that game.
Sure. The one thing that I will say, Trey, and this is what I was saying previously, your defense is not the issue. Your defense is so good, and I
we
think
lead the league we lead the league in turnovers. I think.
yeah, and
I think the Jags and the Steelers went into the game tied.
I think you're right, and I think the Ravens technically have the lowest scoring defense. Like they've had the fewest points scored against them, is the way to put it. But I think the Steelers defense, honestly, has been one of the more consistent defenses this year, in my opinion. But the issue is with you guys, if you want to do anything, your offense needs to be able to stay on the field longer than 3 plays at a time, because your defense, no matter how great they are, this is a perfect example. They're doing everything they need to do. They're playing out of the 48 minutes. How long is the game? I'm sorry, I'm blanking how long a game is. Doesn't matter.
12, 13.
So if it's 12 minutes per quarter, 48 minutes, let's use easy math. They're probably spending at least 38 minutes of that game on the field. And that's not even an exaggeration. That's how bad the offense looks for the Steelers.
Oh, and another thing, right before going into half, we get an offsides penalty on a kickoff or on a field goal.
Mm.
There's literally pictures of the line. Nobody's offsides. They called offsides, and it wasn't offsides. We made it. Field goal, or they call it back because of the penalty. We go kick it again. We fucking miss.
Yeah.
But there's literally, they called it offsides on the guard. And then Mike Tomlin in a press conference said he is, in his 17 years of coaching, he has never seen someone get an offsides like that on a field goal. Yeah.
Trey, what were you saying last week about Boswell not missing or something like that?
Yeah, he missed one fucking kick. All right. Other than that, he's been perfect.
Time of possession was 34 minutes and 16 seconds to the Jags and 25 minutes and 44 seconds to the Steelers. Damn near 10 minutes difference.
Yeah.
Like I said, Kenny stays in that game. I think we go and win that. But
yeah,
he got hurt. He's playing tomorrow, so
yeah,
bounce back.
It'll be who you guys play tomorrow? We'll talk about it, obviously.
Titans.
They play the Titans. Oof. Man, I would say it would have been easy, but we'll see what happens, man. Will Levis look good in his opening debut? We'll talk about it in a minute here, but hey, never know. But you need to get the win, though. If you guys get the win, that's fine. I mean, if you can lose, then win, then lose, then win, you're going to be fine, I think. But if you guys want to
4-3 is not the end of the world.
No. Yeah, you guys are still positive. You are still positive when it comes to your record for this year. But you need to figure out an offense. It needs to be figured out now. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Where is somebody offsides?
I think it's because that guy right there, you can't be lined up.
He got called on the guard.
Yeah, you can't be equal with the ball. Your head can't be equal with the ball. Yeah, he is.
Feel like
I can see it from here.
I feel like it is up there, yes, but it's not past it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not egregious, but it definitely is like, really? You're going to call that? Probably kind of one of those?
I agree.
Yeah.
Here,
but
here's a better picture.
I'm not going to say I would call that. Yes, the tip of the ball, but if your head breaks the plane of the ball, technically you're offsides as a guard. You're not allowed to break the plane of the ball. I agree with you. That's a ticky tip. That's a fucking like, really? You're going to call that shit? But, oh well. I don't know. It is what it is, man. Moving up, another tough game here, Wyatt. Eagles versus Commanders. I'm telling you guys, the Commanders are going to play whoever, like, if it comes to their division, they're going to play them tight. We'll talk about that in a minute here too, Trey. But, damn, this was a close-ass game. You guys were ahead a lot of the game. But, damn, here comes Jalen Hurts, and not even Jalen Hurts. Here comes A.J. Brown just being an absolute animal once again.
Menace.
I mean, like, I put in here, he's second best receiver in the NFL currently. Part of me wants to say he's better than Tyreek, even though Tyreek's getting the stat line. I think A.J. Brown is single-handedly just dominating games right now.
Well, dude's averaging 120 yards a game, damn near.
Seriously. He has 6 consecutive games with 125 plus yards receiving. NFL record.
Puts up another 130.
I mean, wild. And that's not just he's getting 125 yards. The one game he'd get like 150. Then he gets like 135, 100 and whatever. It's like this guy is getting well over 125 yards. Like A.J. Brown is that guy. And he is absolute dog, if you ask me. And I don't know if he's on a dog of the week now. I honestly don't care. I think A.J. Brown has a real reason. And we've talked about this before again, and I'll stop talking, is if there's going to be a year where a non-quarterback wins MVP, it's going to be this year. I can just feel it, that this is the year that it's going to happen. Between A.J. Brown and Tyreek Hill mainly too, If those guys keep balling out like they are right now, they definitely should be in that conversation, and they honestly should get it, because I don't see a quarterback right now that's actually dominating like those two are currently, in my opinion.
You ain't wrong there.
Spence, you haven't said anything in forever. Well, actually, hang on. Don't say anything for a little bit longer. Wyatt, what's your thoughts after the game, man?
Oh, well, first and foremost, I want to put Trey I want to add to what Trey was saying. It was nice competing with you guys this year. Good luck to all you. We officially gave up.
Yeah.
And, we are tanking. It looks like, even though Ron Rivera says we want to win, his ass is getting fired the end of this year.
I'm surprised he hasn't been fired already, to be honest with you, man.
I mean, the guy. I mean, he's a good coach. During his career, like his entire career, he's been a good coach. So I understand they want to set him off the right way, but at the same time, it's like, all right, let's get Eric in here, put him at the helm, let him get accustomed to becoming the head coach, because I believe that's the only reason we hired him, is because we are planning on firing Ron Rivera here soon, and we are going to hire Eric Bieniemy, our offensive coordinator, and move him up into the position. But let's talk about the game. Fuck, was it a great first half? That first half was awesome. I mean, just in general, Sam Howell, 39 for 52, 397 yards, 4 touchdowns. Unfortunately, 1 interception late in the game. Dude was just on one. I mean, and to just start it off by giving Terry McLaurin the ball, get us going. Just a nice seam route right up the middle. And then Jahan Dotson right back, same side of the field. It was just an offset from the play that we gave him on the first touchdown. But Jahan Dotson ran the same route, basically a little post corner. Not a post corner, just a regular post. And he just broke the seam. I mean, when it's 17-10 going into halftime, you're feeling really good about yourself against the Eagles, especially with the O-line that they have and really just how dominant they really can be. I mean, also, one factor, Jalen Hurts tweaked his knee while playing us, and you could just tell that was really bothering him. So they never really got going in the quarterback run game at all, or really try to get the RPOs involved. So they were more or less, when that second half hit, they were just throwing the ball downfield. And I mean, Jalen Hurts threw some pretty balls to AJ Brown, and AJ Brown, like you guys said, dog of the week by far. This guy is so good.
Mm-hmm.
He was going up in double coverage and coming down with balls. It was literally insane to watch. His one-handed back sideline catch, or side of the end zone catch. Wow, insane.
Yeah.
And then obviously going into the third quarter, AJ Brown scores, and then we come back, score again, so we're up still 24-17. And then the Eagles just rained fire at that point. 3 straight touchdowns. Julio Jones catching touchdowns on our ass. They literally threw him in the game for that one play on the red zone. Oh, look, Julio Jones right in the middle, wide open.
He's got his one catch for a touchdown.
And then, so they ended up taking the lead. We had a chance with 5 minutes left to go down and score. And on third down, Taylor Heineke kind of threw it low. It was a bad throw. But it was to Terry McLaurin, and it went in and out of his hands because he had a slide for it. Or, geez, I was just complimenting that guy with. I was just talking with Chase, and we were just talking, dude. How good was Taylor Heineke this week? But no, Terry McLaurin, excuse me. And you expect Terry McLaurin to come down with those catches, and I mean, just in and out of the hands. One hit him in the helmet on the next play, 4th down, still wide, both plays wide open, just couldn't get it done. And I get it. Sam Howell, second year in. I mean, he's going to make mistakes, but that's when you need your playmakers to step up and make plays for us. And we just couldn't get it done on that drive, which we were not driving. We didn't have the seat buckle in yet, but like we were starting to get our groove and really get going. We got to the 40 and then just fell off. So, and obviously we get a stop, push, fumble on the goal line.
I don't know if you guys can take credit though for stopping it. It seemed like it was more of an
Don't matter. It didn't work. 98% of the time, we stopped it that time.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they run the fake tush push on you?
Oh my God, was that the coolest and cleanest counter ever? Like
Yeah,
the guy you just trotted in. I mean, it was just like
DeAndre
okay,
Swift, yeah.
yeah,
It was like,
that
all
was,
right,
that was nice.
This is what we got to deal with
They
now.
honestly, that could be their offense. They just either quarterback sneak it or let's just counter this. That's all they could do.
Dude, that's gotta be rough on the old line though. Like getting
Well,
to those piles.
And honestly, I kind of want to talk about this. I know there's been a lot of things out there like, oh, we probably like there should ban this play. This play is unfair. I think if anything, too many teams have tried to run it, and too many of them have failed multiple times. The Eagles just do it damn well, and it's because of the people they have. They obviously have Jason Kelsey, I think the best center in the league right now. Still, they have Jalen Hurts, who we always talked about, or they've talked about it before publicly. Is like
He
the guy
squats
can
700 pounds.
yeah, the guy can squat a fucking bus.
Dude's an athlete.
But it's not just
Same.
those two either. Obviously, those two have a big part of that whole like scheme in general. It's the way that the either the running back and tight end, whoever else is behind them, like obviously push him forward. But it's if you look at it, guys, and we've talked about this, and you said this too, the offensive line of the Eagles are so incredibly good. They get
Lane
2-3 yards off the ball push every single time they do it. That's why they're getting this success rate, is because they're if you watch other people do it, they just hit a wall. This is what happens. They just hit a wall and they don't move. The Eagles move that at least 2-3 yards every single time.
They're averaging 2.5 yards on each carry.
For a quarterback sneak is wild. You need inches, you get 3 yards.
It's an insane
That's wild.
stat.
Whoa. Couple inches
Anyway.
a lot.
It's average. It's average. Oh my god.
Anyways, back to the game.
Yeah.
So obviously we don't get the first chance. We get the stop, and then we actually ended up scoring to old ass Jamison Crowder still out here running routes, and he catches a 26
No way his
yard
ass is in. Like,
he caught a 26-yard pass from Sam Howell, put us from one touchdown away, and we tried to kick the onside, which it was a really good kick, just couldn't get the recovery. Devontae Smith came down with that, so I mean, that's the end of the game.
Hey, tough fought game though. I mean, you can't be upset about it. Obviously, after this last week here and weekend, it's gonna be tough. I'm not gonna lie. We'll get into the exact details what we're talking about.
Yeah,
but
I got a lot of problems with.
Yeah,
I'm gonna save it.
Yep, I wanted you to save it too because we're gonna talk about it in bulk. I promise. But hey, Eagles get the win. I think they have the best record in the NFL. Correct?
Yes, sir.
They only have the one loss. The only team that has just the one loss. So,
well, technically, the Chiefs lost. Yeah,
Chiefs lost too. So yeah, they have technically the best record in the NFL right now. So we'll see what they can do. And I think they're only getting better. And that's the thing we talk about today. They're very beatable. They're getting less and less beatable. They've come back from tough games. They have guys stepping up in huge ways. I think they're only getting better at this point, and it's honestly a good thing. If you're finding your stride mid-season like that, I mean, the rest of the season is going to be, even though it's a tough one, they have, I think, the toughest remaining schedule in the NFL.
December football is where you find out
they're
who you
they're
really
hitting
are.
it. They're hitting their stride, and it's going to be exciting to see. And if you watch the Kelsey documentary, like I watched, I want Jason Kelsey to win the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, I'm a Seahawks fan. I want Seahawks to make it. If we make it, I'm rooting for the Seahawks. But if we don't, I want Eagles and Jason Kelsey to win the Super Bowl, my opinion. Moving on, next one up here, we have Saints versus Colts. Spencer, you haven't said anything in forever. I'm sorry. But here's your show, man. Saints versus Colts. What'd you see from this game? You're muted.
Gotcha.
Yo, he got me good. Look at all these tricks.
It's Halloweener.
Whoa.
What?
Me.
I feel like it was a very good game. I mean, we played the Colts. Not a very good team, but a put together, scrappy team.
Yeah,
I think is how you could put them. I mean, Derek Carr played decent. He's just a decent player. Just kind of like Purdy, how Purdy was, just decent.
Emphasis on was.
What?
I said emphasis on was for Brock Purdy.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Come on now.
But 19 for 27 for 310 and 2 TDs, no interceptions this time. And then just Kamara just being Kamara. I just love watching Kamara. The defense played all right. There was not a time where we were down. Then I'm like, oh, we're losing to the Colts. We're gonna lose this game. I just felt it was kind of like one of those games. It's like you've already seen the ending, and you're just watching it through. You already know how it goes. That's kind of how I felt. I'm like, oh, we're gonna win this game. I just had a feeling, oh, we're down. I think we were down. What was it? We were down 7, and then I think it was we were down, and I think it was on 16. I think we were down 16 or something like that. And I'm just like, okay. And then we came back and we just kept fighting and scoring and stopping, and it felt like a win that was supposed to happen, as a win that we needed, because I don't want to be 3-5, but we need to go 500, at least stay there, because we have the Falcons and the Bucks competing, as though the Panthers won their first game, but I don't think they're in competition. But we need the Bucks to lose, and we need the Falcons to lose. Falcons and Bucks did lose. We win, but I think Falcons are still on top of the division. So, but all in all, I think it was a very.
All those teams are in a fucking division together.
Like 3 years ago, it was full of legends, or 4 years ago.
I know, but like now it's not. It's like, fuck.
What do you mean?
It showed that it could compete. Absolutely.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, honestly, I think it's one that's
not open.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's the one that's not open.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I would say it's the one thing. It's the one of the few divisions that like anybody could win that shit right now,
except for one.
Obviously,
AFC
yeah.
North.
But I think that if we keep playing the way we are and just keep building, we will be on the top of the division. We just have to stop the Bucks, and we have to beat the Falcons twice. And I don't like losing to the Falcons, and to do it twice it would suck. So,
yeah.
But last year 2 years ago we got cooked by the Brady Bucks, and we beat them in the regular season, and then we lost them in the playoffs. Which it's Brady. Brady playoff is like Jordan flu game. So
Brady playoff or playoff Brady?
Either one. Hoodie Mellow, whatever you want.
Yeah, no, and your guys' offense looked really good on Sunday too. I mean, you guys put up like what, 30 some points?
We put up 38, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we were barely pushing, like if we got 24 points, I think it was like something like that, we'd win the game, and if we didn't, we lose. And we put up 38. I mean, our defense is supposed to be really good, and we gave them 27 points to the Colts with a backup QB named Gardner Minshew.
Hey, he ain't no backup quarterback though. Gardner Minshew just does this. That's just who he is though.
He's a backup quarterback that's like Nick Foles.
I think of him as a Ryan Fitzpatrick. You put him, Ryan Fitzmagic. You put him in a lineup. He's gonna start, and he's gonna get you 8 wins every single season. He ain't gonna get you anything more than that, but he's gonna get you 8 wins. That's what he does.
But all in all, I think it was a pretty good game for us. And then this week we have the Bears. So
the Bears,
the good Bears or the bad Bears.
Yeah,
the Bears or the lowercase Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah.
The Bears or the Bears.
It'll be interesting to see, because I think you guys also, like, if Derek Carr can play like he played this last weekend, I mean, you guys look damn good. I mean, 38 points is not a pushover. The Colts have a pretty good defense too. Don't get them wrong. They actually have a pretty solid defense, in my opinion. Yes, they do. Why?
Bro, look at the last scores that the Colts have played. High 20s, 30s. Like, they ain't stopping nobody.
What they played last week?
They ain't not a pushover defense.
Oh, no. Definitely not pushover. I'm not saying that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm not saying they're top 5.
They're allowing a lot of points, though.
I know. That's fine. But, hey, they still have, like, DeForest Buckner is still DeForest Buckner. We can't forget about that guy.
Zaire Franklin.
They have 2 of the best. They have a couple of the best. Obviously, I think one of them got injured.
Well, where's Shaquille Leonard at? I haven't seen him. Well,
he's out for the year, isn't he?
No, he's not. He comes in on like
Darius Leonard.
It's Darius Leonard now.
He changed his name.
Oh, is it?
I'm pretty sure it's Shaq Leonard.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's not Darius anymore.
Yeah. It's Shaq Leonard now, or whatever.
What?
Yeah, you guys didn't know that?
2 years ago or something.
Yeah. Anyways, so like he he only comes in on like first, second downs. He doesn't play third downs. Like he hardly sees the field, and he was one of the best linebackers, like for a
Before
couple
he tore his
years in
ACL?
there. Yeah,
Maybe he
You're not
lost a
wrong.
step.
I don't know, but
You're
they
not
don't
wrong.
play him.
Yeah, Darius Shaquille Leonard, and he goes by Shaquille now. Shaquille
Mhm.
Leonard.
Yeah,
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Shaq plays
The
football.
more you know.
Well, he had 11 combined tackles last week against the Saints. 7 the previous there. Zaire Franklin. That's his
that's
team,
my
though.
that's my
he's-
dog.
That's his team, though. But no, that's what I'm saying. Though. They're not necessarily the best defense, but they're definitely not a pushover defense. And to put up 38 points against, again, not a pushover defense with some pretty good linebackers, a good defensive lineman like that, some decent corners themselves too. Obviously, they definitely had not the best game this last weekend. Still impressive. So I think you guys are sitting pretty good. Alvin Kamara was getting back into the swing of things. Didn't have the craziest game stat wise. They had 2 touchdowns. You can't necessarily knock that, obviously. Taysom Hill just does Taysom Hill things and gets 2 touchdowns and just does about everything he can do.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah, good win man by the Saints. And then lastly on Sunday, and then we get to our Monday night game here. We had my Seahawks versus the Browns. All right. Well, the one thing that I learned from this game was our defense can make plays when we need them to make plays. That was the one thing that I was like I said, I was going through the emotions of this game. I was standing at the end of the game. I'm literally sitting there talking to myself like, here, guys, we got to fucking make a stop here. We can't
They can
fuck
hear
this
you.
up
Trust
again.
me. They can hear you.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, that's literally
That's
literally what I was thinking. I'm just like, they got to be listening to me right now because we can't fucking lose this game. And I say that because we were up and our offense just stopped altogether. And that's what the Seahawks do. Our offense needs to be more consistent throughout the game because I don't know how many times that we've come out really strong in the first quarter and we score a touchdown, first drive of the game. We look great. Then we get a field goal. We get points. Literally, we didn't score from the first quarter all the way until the fourth. We wasted the entire game in between then and didn't do anything.
Just clocking it.
What's that?
Just clocking it.
Yeah, we were just
They
running
ran-
out the
they ran
clock.
chew
Apparently.
clock.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
running chew clock in the first
They
quarter.
double tapped R3.
Oh my gosh, we were up 14-0 to start the game. I'm just like, this is great. We're looking really good, and our offense, if we want to be able to win games, we got to be more consistent. Like we have to be more consistent throughout the games. Now, our defense was able to make plays at the end. Jamal Adams literally head-butted a ball, which is the most Jamal Adams thing that you could do. Blitz, instead of jumping up with his hands, he literally
He ping
jumped up
pong
and
paddled it.
he literally head-butted that
Pickleball.
shit.
Pickleball.
And from
Ping
then
pong paddled it.
then I think like Julian Love is when they got the pick, was able, and we were able to go back down literally last drive of the game and score a touchdown. JSN baby, a rookie. So it was a close win, obviously, kind of come back at the end there. The one thing though that I really it was just tough is the fact that I get that the Browns are a good team. I really do. They have one of the best defenses in the NFL. Miles Garrett was completely irrelevant the entire game. He had He had 1 sack at the end of the game, which, hey, that's awesome. And I don't know if it's a matter of I know you. Hey, I know
The Browns fucking suck.
I know that you're a Browns hater just because you're a Steelers fan, but what I can promise you, Trey, is Miles Garrett is pretty darn good at football, and whether you want to admit it or not, and he had 1 sack, and that was like his only like quarterback pressure as well, I'm pretty sure. And so, like, again, very irrelevant this entire game. Geno threw a couple dumbass passes, and I was pissed about that, but he made it up at the end of it. Tyler Lockett is still so damn good at football. I'm sorry. I love Tyler Lockett so fucking much. But
Mr. Clean.
big win by the Seahawks against a team that was 4-2 as well. And so we're up to 5-2 now. Number 1 in our division. Pretty exciting stuff. That's how I think you're supposed to wear it. Look like a burrito.
My pickle.
But yeah, I guess that's all I got for that one, guys. You guys get anything, or did you guys even get to watch it?
I saw it, I was watching the game, and then they went to that game afterwards, and I saw the touchdown at the end that won the game, but I saw a little bit of it, and it was like it's kind of like an ending in a movie, like the rookie gets it, you know. That's kind of how it felt. I was watching it, and then like all goes down, and then boom, your rookie scores, and it's kind of like that movie.
Yeah, no, it did kind of feel movie like at the end. We got a really big test this coming weekend. We play the Ravens, and so that's going to be a tough game for us. We'll see what happens. I mean, the Steelers, who have the worst offense in the NFL, got to win, so maybe we can do something. But never know.
I would argue the Raiders' offense is worse than ours.
Maybe I could see
and
it.
The Panthers
No.
And the Cardinals.
Nope. I disagree. The Cardinals and Panthers don't have a worse offense than you guys.
No. Yes, they do.
No, they don't. Moving on. Last game of the weekend here we're going to talk about is on Monday, and that was the speaking of Raiders versus Lions. Lions dominated this game. It definitely was a turnover fest, though. Don't get me wrong. There definitely was a lot of back and forth with turnovers, but overall, the Lions ran away with this thing. I mean,
Gibbs, baby, Gibbs.
Gibbs finally showed up. Second game this year where he actually did something, and this was a really good. This is his best game so far this season, and I think if anything, it proved exactly why you draft him at 12 or 13 overall like they did. The guy's an animal, dude. And I get David Montgomery's been playing good too, and obviously he's been out with injury. What do they do next? I know obviously it's too late to trade David Montgomery with the trade deadline passed now, but like, what do you do?
I think this is so. I saw like a meme thing of like it was like Dan Campbell, and there was like the people cheering in the background for showing Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's like showing Jahmyr Gibbs and like stopping, and like everyone gets quiet. Jahmyr Gibbs,
Oh yeah.
people want. What should I do?
Yeah.
Like, so I think
he's also shown that he can't always play at that level.
Yeah.
But how do we know? His ceiling is right now. His ceiling just there is no ceiling. He got his first try.
I would say how many times has he gotten legit 26 carries to actually prove his worth? Besides the 2 times.
I mean, the last like 3 weeks he's been the starter because Montgomery's been out for like 3 weeks now.
I mean, and he's had some pretty darn good stats if you ask me the last 3 weeks.
Well, I'm not saying that, but so has Montgomery's had just as good numbers. Not one game that good. But like Montgomery's been very good all year for them.
No, I know, and I agree. But that's the issue though. Like, what do? Do you use the guy that you literally just drafted, or you keep using up David Montgomery? Like, what is the next step?
Use them both.
I think you need to do what we talked about. Was it like week 4 or week 5, where you have the 2-headed running back? But I think you need to play more Gibbs than Montgomery. Yeah, you paid Montgomery more. Yeah, you but it's like. Devil's advocate's like, well, you drafted high. I'm pretty sure they traded up, no? Did they not trade up? I thought they traded up in the draft to get Gibbs. But, like, right there, it's you pay a guy, you draft a guy high. It's like, what are you going to do? This guy has more life in him. This guy has the contract. You can get rid of the contract and get rid of the guy. You have the rookie. Or
Montgomery's not old either.
No, but you have value there.
Yeah.
And you have... One, I would say the best offensive line in the business. It's either that or the Eagles, but it's like right there. So
Eagles and the Commanders are up there.
Yeah, same with the Steelers.
It'll be be interesting. But honestly, Lions look good. They got another big comeback win here, obviously. But I think the Lions are still a really good team. Very well balanced. I mean, they can run the ball. They can throw the ball. Sam Laporta, their rookie tight end, is playing incredible this year too. I mean, overall, the Lions are a very, very good team, if you ask me. Maybe their defense lacks a little bit of times, to be honest with you. Obviously, the Raiders have such a shitty offense that it wasn't hard for them to shine. But I think at times they definitely can get exposed for whichever reason. But yeah, overall, the Lions completely dominated this game by the Raiders. Any other thoughts, guys, on this or no?
I think the Raiders just played like Garoppolo played like shit. They said that Devontae Adams should have scored a 98-yard touchdown in like a 60 or something like that, 40 to 60-yard touchdown.
Yeah,
And
he
he
had
ended
like
the game-
he would have had like 198 yards receiving or
Yeah.
some shit like that.
but he ended with 1 for 11.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
that's crazy. I mean, they're not. I don't.
Well,
Are they
Jimmy
not
G got
using
benched,
him, or are
so-
they just? Yeah, are they just not like?
Well, they fired their head
have
coach too.
talent? I know they did.
and their GM.
Yep, and their GM
Yep.
too. So they're definitely saying, "All right, we got to make some changes now," which I don't think was necessarily out of the order or out of nowhere, because I think we definitely had an idea that
Like,
he's
you look
probably
at
he should have
that-
even got fired last year. To be
So
honest, with
the
you.
Raiders
You
head
look
coach,
at that.
the
Josh
new one,
McDaniels.
Yep. Antonio Pierce, yep. Said, I'm a former player. I touch former players. I can relate to
Whoa,
them. They're going to feel me. I need to feel them. So that's a good guy to have. Garoppolo to me is not worth the money. I
he
don't
never
think
has been.
He's a fraud.
He
he
never
is.
has been.
He's-
He
He's
had
one of those
5 good
guys that
games.
Comes out. Yeah, he comes out. He has one good year or one good half. Gets hurt. People still think he's legit, and then gets paid.
Yeah.
For no fucking
Well, then
reason.
he played for the Eagles or Patriots, and he didn't.
He had
what did
5
he do
good
there?
games. He literally had 5 good games from the Patriots. They looked
Who we
at his
talking about?
throwing. We're talking about how Jimmy Garoppolo is an absolute fraud.
How's he a fraud?
Are you a believer in Garoppolo?
I'm not a believer, but I don't
Don't
think he's
get
a
his
fraud.
looks confused with his ball play.
No, I think the Raiders'
Oh.
O line is just that bad, and they're not giving him any time. They're not. I mean, there's a reason why Josh McDaniels got fired. Not using Josh Jacobs the right way. They're not throwing the ball to Devontae Adams hardly at all.
they
I
are.
mean, Jacoby Myers is the leading receiver on that team, and he was missing for, I think, a game for a concussion. What else more do you want me to go on? You lose your second best DN in Chandler Jones. Obviously, that's different reasons. One, you don't have any corners. Who do they actually have? They
We're
actually
talking
have
about Garoppolo. not
Marcus
the
Peters, Hobbs.
Marcus Peters. Yep.
So
he's
all
old,
of this, affects.
But hold
how
on.
good
I'm
Garoppolo is.
I'm just giving you the reasons. Josh McDaniels is calling the offense. Am I right? Yes or no? Yes,
but
he was.
Garoppolo- but
Okay,
Garoppolo has
next.
to make the
Now,
throw.
hey, whoa. Am I finished? No.
Drag him out again.
Buddy,
Drag him out.
Buddy comes off a fucking phone call
Yeah.
and fucking hot.
Hey, we
Whoa.
didn't do shit to you.
Well,
Didn't do
first off,
shit.
you guys are just basically writing out Jimmy Garoppolo right here on the spot. Am I
I
correct?
am.
Yes or
I
no?
am. Yes.
Yeah.
I
Cool.
am.
Thank you. Now I'm giving you the reason why not to. Is that
Okay.
fair?
Sure. Go ahead.
Thank you. Now, just to further on my point, when you're not using your best weapons in the right way, not calling the right place to even set them up, I mean, how many games does Devontae Adams have over 100 yards this year? Can anyone
Wow.
tell me?
Not many.
Against the Steelers.
I think only one game, and it was against the Steelers. Yes, Trey. So when you are not using the best receiver in football like that, it's kind of tough to win games, isn't it? When your best receiver, they're not even using Hunter Renfrow in the right way. Have you seen him get a catch here lately?
No,
he had one.
nothing.
He
That
had
guy
one
was
reception.
damn good a couple of years ago too.
Exactly. They are not using anyone in the right. And I blame Josh McDaniel's system. Was he a good offensive coordinator? Absolutely. When Bill Belichick was when he was with Bill Belichick, and they were winning games as a Patriot, but as a head coach, he was not fit to, one, call the plays, and two, run the entire damn team. I think that was too much on him, and he wasn't able to just focus. So for him to get out of there was probably a good thing for Jimmy Garoppolo and this entire Raiders organization.
Okay.
But
So-
Jimmy Garoppolo got benched.
So what you're saying though is
Did he get benched as a 49er? Or did he get hurt?
He got benched.
He got hurt, and then he got benched.
He got benched with way worse quarterbacks as his backup
So-
now as a Raider.
This is so just to recap what you said, Wyatt. The only reason why Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't look good this year and his bench is because of his coach.
I believe the offense was not ran in the right way. I mean,
Okay.
one,
Yeah, I don't disagree.
You're
yes.
not getting Josh Jacobs.
I
the
don't.
ball.
I don't.
You're
I
not
don't,
getting
I don't,
Devontae. You're not getting Hunter. Jacoby Myers is out here catching passes. What
I
is going
don't-
on with this team?
Who was the
I
coach
don't-
last year?
It was Josh McDaniels. He's been there for 3
How come
years.
How come
They
did-
made the
did it
playoffs
right
that one
last
time.
year? How come
Huh?
he did it right last year to have Jacobs being
What
the
was-
number
what
one
was
running
their-
back?
What was their record last year with Jimmy Garoppolo?
They didn't have him last year.
Oh, not Jimmy. Who was their quarterback? Derek.
Derek Carr. They weren't as bad as they were this year, but Josh Jacobs was like the leading rusher last year.
Yeah. So,
So-
you're saying they
so
changed up the whole
So
offense?
what happened
Yeah.
this year? What happened this year then?
I don't know.
Because Josh
Because
Jacobs
it's-
ain't leading the league in rushing yards. He ain't leading
Yeah,
the
they
league
all
in attempts.
suck.
but the variable is still the
Playing
same
bad
way. It's
football.
still Josh McDaniels as the coach.
I think this year something's different in that offense. And it's obviously
Obviously,
That's what-
yes.
Jimmy G.
Garoppolo.
Exactly. So
Jimmy
how are you
G.
guys? So how are you?
Jimmy
no, it's
fucking
not- it's not
Garoppolo.
Jimmy G. So
What
why- okay,
changed?
Jeez.
What changed from last year to
Does
this year?
one guy
One
handing the
thing.
fucking football off to a running back
Yes.
change? What
Yes.
change is there?
Derek Carr
There's
has got
no
a
damn
great
change.
He's got a great handoff game.
They traded away his ass because he was bad. What are you guys talking about?
He is not bad. He is not bad.
He's not bad. He just
Obviously,
went
with
off.
the Raiders, he wasn't he?
He went off last week. What did Jimmy
the Raiders'
G
eyes.
do? He got up and got off the bench.
He
couple
had the
times.
best receiver in football. And he was bad, real bad.
Who?
Who?
Derek Carr. They
Derek
traded
Carr-
his ass because
Derek
he was
Carr-
that bad.
So why? I want to go into this right now with you because what you're saying, I understand. We're not saying Josh McDaniels sucks. He fucking is terrible and he deserves to be fired.
Absolutely.
But
and I'm saying the two
Here's the one thing that we're
Spencer
missing.
Spencer just furthered my point when he said Derek Carr does not suck. Am I correct, Spencer? Yes or no?
He's a good. I think he's a
Thank
top
you.
10 quarterback.
Okay.
He's average. He's
Yep,
an average quarterback.
absolutely. But last year, there's a reason why he got traded. He was benched in damn near a third of the games last year. They had to bring the backup in. Yes,
So
Trey. Go look.
who was throwing the ball to Devontae Adams, who literally
like,
had one of
during
his
the
best?
fourth quarter. During the
He had-
fourth quarter.
He had one of
saying-
his best seasons last year with the
he
Raiders
did not.
quarterback. Yes, Devontae Adams. The
In
guy
a
had
huge
over
year last
a
year.
guy had over 100 like every single game last year, dude.
Derek Carr threw for 3,522 yards, 24 TDs. Yes, he had 14 interceptions. That's literally, if you go down the line, he's got
Okay.
14, 9, 8, 10, 13.
That's very average stats. That's not
Yeah.
Okay.
terrible.
Yes. Stats are one thing. Are they winning games though?
They're not winning games now.
Exactly. They
They're
weren't
still
winning
not
games
winning
last
games.
year.
So
what the
So
fuck?
what is
Wyatt,
So
Wyatt.
everything wraps around to
But the
one thing that
offense
we are all
dropped.
trying to say.
The
We're all
offense
arguing
dropped
the same point
From
here.
last year to this
Like,
no,
year.
we're not
literally-
because you're saying it's Josh McDaniels' fault.
And you are too, basically.
No, what we're saying is
We're
it's
saying
Jimmy
the
G's
team
fault.
sucks. The whole team
Why
sucks.
did-
Well, the
why
whole
did
team
the
sucks, Trey.
offense-
Yes, that has been a definitive factor for the last 2 years, Trey. Thank you for furthering that point.
Why?
But I'm trying to tell you, what is the constant here? You guys aren't looking at the constant. You're looking at Jimmy G. Look at the damn constant. It's Josh McDaniels. That's
Okay.
all I
but
said.
no,
and
you're
you guys
not looking at the
into-
constant. Look at the fucking constant.
Come
He's
on,
been
okay,
there
so-
for 6 games, Zach. How is that a constant?
What do you mean?
And they suck.
Dude, we're talking about Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels, even though he sucked last year, his offense still produced.
Got
Devontae
worse.
Adams had one of the best seasons he's had, and then Josh Jacobs was leading the league in rushing yards.
Did they
The
win
next
games?
year, what
Did
changed?
they
The quarterback.
We're not
games.
talking about winning games. We're
That's
talking
all
about
doesn't
that
fucking
matters.
matter.
What do you mean what do you mean that doesn't matter? That's all that
But
fucking matters
in this
the NFL.
argument,
You
we're
win
not
a
talking about
fucking
winning
game.
games.
You go up the next week, go win a fucking game. How hard is that? Are you kidding me? That is a terrible ass fucking quote right there. It doesn't matter if you win. What the fuck are we
We're-
playing for?
We are
then?
talking
Are
about.
you kidding
We're
me?
not talking about winning
not talking
games.
about
No,
winning
end the street
games.
at that.
We're talking about practice, Wyatt. We're talking about practice.
You guys
you-
are stupid.
We're talking about
You
just
are. You're
the
not
offense.
missing the whole
If you
fucking
don't
point.
fucking
You're
think
not
winning the
listening.
game matters, then what the hell are you playing for?
We are talking about just the offense. We're not talking about the whole team.
I'm not.
said-
We're not
I'm
talking about
you
Chandler
said-
Jones's.
Wait.
Problems.
Ooh,
Listen,
how do you
let me-
score
let me
points,
talk.
Trey? Offensively, obviously
Let
you
me
don't
talk.
know
Yes.
that because
Where-
your defense scores all your points.
Wyatt. Let's take
Literally,
it.
Still
offense
win
wins
games.
you
But they're winning
fucking
games.
games.
But they're
winning
You're not
games.
even
But they're winning
winning
games.
It doesn't matter how many yards they have. You gotta fucking put it in the goddamn
Beat the
end
Eagles.
zone.
Beat the
Holy
Eagles.
shit! Is
Beat
it
the
that
Eagles once, then
fucking
you can
hard?
talk.
So let's reiterate what we started talking about to begin with. We're talking. You just leave. So let's just
1,500 yards. Is that 14 touchdowns?
Did
14
you say
touchdowns.
1,500 yards as a receiver? Did you say 1,500?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
so
And he had the
let's.
same
But
So-
then they put the ball in the end zone. Yes
So-
or no?
Yeah, he's 14
Absolutely
touch.
not.
He had 14 touchdowns himself.
Okay. Did they win games off of those? Absolutely,
Wyatt,
goddamn not.
Wyatt. Wyatt. I wanna preface this.
So why did Derek Carr get traded then?
So
Answer me
let's-
that.
because he's
No. Answer me
Because
that.
he's getting older. He's getting older, and he was getting expensive. They weren't willing to pay him a big contract.
That's a horseshit answer. Anyways, go on. Next point.
Okay, so let's. So
he
let
wasn't
me-
winning games. That's the real answer, Zach.
We're not talking about winning fucking games. We're
I
talking
don't
about
care, but that's all
Didn't
that
they make the
matters.
playoffs with him?
Who cares on the stat part? That's all
Didn't
that
they make the
fucking
playoffs
matters.
with
Okay,
him?
so if we're gonna
2 years
argue,
They made the
ago.
playoffs the year before that.
are we
Yeah, 2
asking
years
who's
ago.
winning games? Let's
Who's
answer
winning?
the question. Let's
Well,
answer the question.
technically,
Are they winning
They
games?
could have tied. Well, either way. they
What
would've
was
made
their
the playoffs.
What was
Never
their
mind.
record last year?
All I'm saying is, why did Derek Carr get traded? It's because he was losing games.
So
That is the
last
only
year,
reason.
year they went 6-11. Okay, last year they went 6-11.
So where do stats come into any part in a 6-11 record?
the offense.
We're talking about just the offense. We're not talking
We're
about the whole
talking
team.
about Jimmy
Their defense.
Garoppolo. We're
There's a
talking
defense
about
too.
Their defense is actually much worse than they were last year. Much worse. So here's what I'm saying. Why this is what sparked the whole conversation, and this is what we're arguing. Is this whole thing started with, is Jimmy G a good quarterback? Yes or no? And that's why
No.
we talked about all of this to begin with,
Fell off.
because there definitely is a fall off in practically the same offense, and there's only one change, and that was Jimmy Garoppolo compared to Derek Carr. That's the only change, and that's all we're arguing. We don't care. The Raiders are still a shitty team as they always have been, and that's why Josh McDaniels deserves to be
I
fired.
still feel like the play calling isn't helping him at all.
I don't doubt that, but Derek Carr made
That-
it
that
work
was my
more
entire
than
point.
Jimmy Garoppolo has been.
No, it
able
was
to.
not. Your whole entire point was win the game.
Well, no, when you said what
We got
wins
off
and
topic
losses
quick
don't-
on that.
Yeah, we did. You said wins and losses don't matter, and then
I didn't
that's what
say
I
that.
lost.
I
In
didn't
this
say that.
argument.
That's what
in
I.
this
Oh yeah, I said
argument.
that. I said in this argument, we don't care about the
No.
wins or losses. We're talking about the offense.
Yes. And this whole thing started because we don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is that good. Well, hey guys, that
And-
brings me to our next segment, and that's going to
Great-
be our
great
power
segue right
rankings. That's going to go into our power rankings. Let's talk about how fucking shitty this team is. regardless.
so dumb right now.
All right, let's dive into this, guys. We'll run through this quick. I promise we won't make this last too terribly long.
Can we take
Arizona-
that power rankings off?
Oh, yep. Am I covering somebody's face? Trey is gone right now.
Last night.
All right, so
liquor talk.
to start off, Arizona Cardinals moved down 1.
Bullshit.
The reason why
Fuck.
bullshit. The one thing I think, obviously, Kyler Murray coming back, I think helps the situation a little bit. But honestly, between these guys and the Carolina Panthers, who literally moved up 1 because they've had a bye at some point. Ooh, bye.
They just beat the fucking Texans.
Yeah, but they have 1 less game total played.
They?
It's 1 and
Or
they
6.
lose to the
1 and
Cardinals
7.
did beat the Cowboys too.
Yeah, the Cardinals, the only win is against the Cowboys. But what I will say, though, these teams are practically the same level. And to be honest with you, both of them aren't that bad, in my opinion. I think both of them have, obviously are not going to do anything, I think, postseason or anything like that, but I'm probably going to make it. That's fine. But what I'm saying is they're honestly not that bad. They're not like the 2016 Browns that didn't win a game and they looked shitty the entire year. These guys don't necessarily look shitty, in my opinion. They just haven't won games. And they've been in close games, too. So, again, it's not that they're just getting blown out every single week. I think they're just, they're very okay. And because they're less okay than everybody else, that's why they're, losing games right now. But I don't care. This is kind of a 31-32, pretty much tomato, if you ask me. New York Giants are at 30. I agree with it. I think, is Tyrod Taylor hurt then? Is that what we confirmed?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. What did they? I think I saw a stat that they're the first team in like NFL history to have like -9 passing yards in a game or some
Jeez.
shit like that.
Wild. I think they
tough.
definitely I definitely think they deserve to be this low. They're probably one of the worst teams right
Who the
now.
fuck is Tommy DeVito?
So are they just not going to
That's the
play Daniel
quarterback.
Jones?
Tommy
then, or
DeVito, the
Is
quarterback.
that Danny DeVito out there?
That's his
What the
what? Are
brother.
they just not going to play Daniel Jones then, or what?
I think they're kind of
Neck
done
injury.
with him. I I
He's
mean,
back,
ribs
though. He's
injury.
off
Daniel
IR
Jones was cleared
or
to
off or
return.
whatever. Yeah.
I mean, he was cleared last week too and didn't play, and then the same thing this week. He was cleared and he didn't play. So I think they're kind of done with him, to be honest with you. We'll get to this one.
I mean, he's probably a better option than fucking Tommy DeVito. I mean,
Probably,
Definitely
but I
better.
think they're just looking. They're just looking to tank. To be honest with you, even if it means they're keeping him, I think they're looking just to tank. Bears stay the same at 29. I agree. Tyson Bagent or however you say his name, didn't play the best. I think he kind of had his fluke, incredible first game there. But overall, I mean, Justin Herbert and the Chargers looked pretty damn good when they went up against them. So, I mean, like, I don't think anybody expects anything different. I agree with this ranking here. New England Patriots, same thing. I agree where they land. Injury is their issues right now. They've gotten close sometimes here and there, but the biggest thing is they are just so injured, especially on their defensive side of things. Mac Jones is wishy-washy if he's going to actually play good or not. So I think they're pretty good where they're at right now. Washington drops 2 at 27 right now. Wyatt, I hate to say it, but I agree with it. Just after this trade deadline, it's clear that they don't care about going up on this on this power ranking chart anymore. They're done. They kind of put their they folded and they're done with the game at this point. So I think this is probably good, and they're only probably going to continue to go down. I actually do feel sorry for you,
which
Wyatt.
is wild because they're only 3-5, which isn't like the worst record in the.
I agree with you.
But
I
Because
think
both of them are going to be free agents after this year, and that's just the main reason.
Yeah, I think Sam Howell. I think is he again. He's one of those streaky quarterbacks. He really does remind me. And again, it's not that he's the same level as quarterback, but he reminds me of like a Josh Allen or who else was I thinking of the other day? I can't remember.
Basically, Brett Favre. He's a young Brett Favre.
I mean, it's like he's either going to throw 4 touchdowns or 4 interceptions. That's just who he is. Like
that's Brett Favre.
it's just so
Hot
inconsistent.
That's not a hot take.
No, I
Look
mean,
at
I
his
think
rookie year.
honestly, I think Sam Howell hasn't played that bad. But again, it's in a way, it's kind of like Jameson. What's his name?
Winston.
Yeah, Jameson Winston. Like he, 30 and 30, 30 touchdowns,
I was
30
gonna
interceptions.
Most touchdowns in the league, but led the league in interceptions also.
Yeah, wild.
We're straight balling though, low
Yep.
key.
Never know, but I agree with this
2.5
ranking. It's
pounds
probably going to
per
go lower. I think these guys could probably even be lower yet after their performance. They don't know. They're pretty much done on offense.
When you have
They-
10 total completions, hoofda.
They just fired their head coach and GM. I think these guys are also throwing in the towel for
Jimmy
the
G
year already too.
quarterback.
You
Doesn't
know,
help when you're not calling any play calls, and they can't block anyone.
or he just isn't that good. But Las Vegas Raiders 26. I agree with
Devontae
you.
Adams was targeted 5 times and only caught the ball twice. So
They were
Yeah.
some terrible throws.
Yeah, they would overthrow.
Terrible
Technically-
throws.
I don't know about that.
I don't know what
One
that
of
is.
them was both. Most of them.
Yeah, he had
an
he had one bad overthrow. All right, I'll agree. It was a bad overthrow.
All right. Well, Packers at 25, drop 2 as well. I agree with this. Oh, geez. Packers are
They
definitely
might be up
struggling.
there for worst team.
They're struggling this year, man. I think Jordan Love. I don't know if it's necessarily him or not. I think they just Aaron Rodgers.
0 weapons.
Aaron Rodgers helped
And
that team a
O-line.
ton. I promise you. I know they did. But the thing is, though, I really do think that Aaron Rodgers made the Packers look a lot better than they did last year. Had a lot more hope than they should have last year, just because Aaron Rodgers is just that good at football. I mean, he made Christian Watson and Romeo Dobbs and those guys look pretty damn competitive. And this year, Jordan Love just can't get anything figured out on offense. I mean, they're not a very good team.
And we fucking lost to them.
Has Christian Watson played a game?
One game, I
Yeah,
think.
He played this last week or 2
Played the
weeks
last
now,
2 weeks.
whatever it was.
He is. He
Yeah.
might be up there with Michael Thomas for injury-prone bitch.
I know, right? But Packers are low. I agree with the ranking. Broncos go up 3 just because they got the win off the Chiefs. I mean, they might have
Russ
some
has
life.
got a one in
baby.
front of that.
Russ
They might
is
have some life still left in them, man. Who knows?
That's
I mean, but this team has completely changed its stripes since giving up 70 points to Miami in week 3.
And they didn't do a fire sale.
No,
This is
that's
the trade
actually
deadline.
really surprising. I
Like,
thought
what
this
the
would be
fuck?
one team that was going to sell out, but no, I think they kept
Every single
everybody,
person.
They got
I think-
rid of Randy Gregory and
Frank
Thomas.
Clark. But
That was
Or
early on though,
was it
and those were.
Thomas?
I think that was purely just for cap reasons. That was all it was.
they weren't. Yeah, they were
Yeah.
big contracts that were doing nothing.
Yeah. So, and I agree with that. Like that wasn't like we're selling house. We just want to clean up some of our dead cap that we have right now that are just tying up. So I think that makes sense. But move up 3, good for them. 24. I don't think they need to be any higher than that though. Honestly, Indianapolis Colts being at 23, maybe a hot take. I think they could be higher. I don't think they're that bad of a team, in my opinion. I don't think they're much higher, but I think they could be higher. You could argue 21,
20.
maybe 20 at the most.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe.
Who knows? Jonathan Taylor obviously looking to get back into it too. He had another decent game last week. Tennessee Titans up 4, and I think that's mainly because they had some breath of fresh air there with you thought we were, I mean, honestly, I thought they were gonna sell everything. Like I thought Derrick Henry was gone, I thought everybody else was gone too, but man, Will Levis, this guy in his rookie debut throws 4 touchdowns, 3 of them to D-Hop.
Yeah.
He looked
That
impressive.
one where he rolls right and then steps back, throws back to the left.
Nice.
That's a pretty ball. That's
and
a pretty ball.
I think everybody's like, oh, Will Levis is a bust. I mean, he was literally the first pick in the second round, and that he was supposed to be one of the top picks for a quarterback. I don't think so. He looked really good.
Well, technically, I was gonna say he's projected first round.
He was projected.
He wasn't the first pick in the second round.
He was one of them. If he wasn't the first, he was a second pick. Then Trey, I apologize. But regardless, I mean, like he probably could have gone first round and he didn't. But like for Tennessee Titans, for your rookie to show up like that in his first game, I get it.
It shows hope.
They're playing the Falcons, but still, I mean, like that was a good ass showing by him, and he looked.
It shows that they may not be as bad as as far down as they think they are.
Well, look what they needed. I've been beating this drum forever, guys, and you keep yelling at me because you guys are on that fucking Ryan Tannehill train still. I'm telling you, you get a quarterback that can actually throw the ball and can be deadly with that. Look what they did.
Whoa. I'm sure DeAndre Hopkins came up to old rookie over there and said, hey, just throw me the ball. It works.
Good. I mean, they should be doing that the entire time, and that's on them for not doing it.
3 touchdowns.
I'm not gonna say Will Levis played bad because he did. But some of those touchdowns that I saw they were getting was some blown coverage.
It was some college bullshit where there was like a blown coverage or some just crazy ass Johnny football.
But also, you need quarterbacks to be able to recognize that.
He could sling that damn rock. He was fucking slinging that thing.
Yeah.
Like
he's got a great arm. He's throwing 50-yard bombs like it's nothing though too. I mean, it looked effortless for him. You know?
But yeah, I was just gonna say, I was like a couple of them. I think D-Hop was the only one on the fucking camera.
And then there was that one where he like wrapped around him.
He did have the one good catch, like the contested one, but yeah.
Man, good showing by the Titans though. Good for them to move up a little bit here. Rams, I think this is, with Stafford, he got injured last week and his thumb injury. It's on his throwing hand too. Not a good look. I know Matthew Stafford's known for playing through injuries, so I wouldn't be surprised if he still tries to play. But if it's anything bad, I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything. And they really don't have a backup quarterback. Even though they have some good weapons, I don't think.
Dude's old as shit.
Where's Stetson Bennett? Is he hurt?
Dude's 27 years old.
Is Stetson Bennett hurt?
He retired already. No, I don't know what's up with them, but I agree with them dropping. I could easily, to be honest with you though, guys, I feel like the man, I really do feel like the Colts could be higher than these guys, at least the Rams. I don't think the Rams should be much higher. That's my opinion.
I think they're all about the same.
Yeah.
But I also do think the Rams just have the quarterback to lead them to win more games.
Yeah.
I think their defense is just really bad.
Well, that too. You ain't wrong. But I feel like their offense could get them a chance, though.
Yeah. All right, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They could drop down to 20. I agree. They're kind of losing quite a few games here. I think they're again. I agree with you. 20 through 23, maybe 24 now
I'd
with
say
these
24.
guys. They all are like the exact same team, in my opinion. I don't know what else is. to
Hey,
say
what a
about
start
it.
though for the Bucks.
Yeah,
3-0.
good for them, man. I mean, hey, I think they definitely were beating odds then right away, but I think Baker Mayfield's still playing pretty good. I don't think Baker Mayfield's the reason this team is losing games by any means. But yeah, good for them. Vikings, oh man, what a sad. They went up, but I really don't see how or why they should, even though they get the
won't
win.
anymore.
That's a sad thing
Yeah,
with
they have
Kirk
down.
Cousins, man. I think honestly, we've been a pretty
They got a rocket scientist at quarterback.
We've been a we had all right. They got
Literally.
Joshua Dobbs at the quarterback now. I think we've been a pretty pro Kirk Cousins show, if you ask me, and it's really unfortunate that obviously had the season-ending injury. He tore his Achilles on Sunday. I think that's just tough, and I hope Vikings fans. I'm going to come back to you guys because first of all, I don't like you, but second of all, I hope you how much Kirk Cousins meant
Did for
to
this
this team,
organization.
how much he helped your team, and I don't know what's the future for him. I think this is a contract year for him too, isn't it? Like, doesn't his contract end after this
Yeah.
year?
Hurt some bad.
Really, really rough situation that puts him in. I don't know if you guys are going to re-sign him. I don't know if he's going to go somewhere else or if he's just done playing football altogether. I don't know what the plan of the future is for Kirk Cousins.
He is older.
He is older, yes. I will say this though. I hope that
But Aaron Rodgers is
makes
older.
you. I hope this makes you respect what he did and also realize how damn good at football Kirk Cousins really is. And even this year, only reason why you are 4-4 is because of Kirk Cousins. Straight up, only reason because you're 4-4 is because of Kirk Cousins, and you're only going to lose games going forward. I can just already call it right now. Your season is over. I'm sorry, but
Unless Joshua Dobbs can come in there, Dobbs, Jaron Hall, whoever it's going to be. Granted, yes, in that offense, all you got to do is get those receivers the ball.
Yeah. Jordan
I
Addison's
mean,
is a guy, dude. Jordan Addison's playing so well. So well.
I think
Yeah,
the theme for the Vikings with Kirk Cousins gone is the Pitch Perfect song. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. The Cup song.
Yeah.
You're gonna miss me when I'm
I
gone.
think that's
Pretty
gonna be.
much.
You're gonna miss me by my
That's Kirky, man.
side.
Chargers move up 4. I agree because their offense actually looked good for the first time all season. Obviously the Bears they were playing, but still was a really good performance by the Chargers. I don't know if I'd put them at 18. I think they have they on paper they should be higher, but I think 18 is a pretty good spot for them in my opinion. Even
Really
though
good
they're
offense.
Really
but-
jerk towards ACL.
yeah. What's that?
I was just reading the line above. Sorry,
Oh, you're good.
jumping ahead.
Yeah, so Atlanta Falcons, Grady Jarrett, torn ACL, good D tackle there for them. Obviously, Desmond Ridder is out. Looks like they're for a concussion. I know Taylor Heineke is taken in the starting role going into this next weekend. Let's see it, man. Let's see Taylor Heineke just lead this team and somehow get into the playoffs.
No,
We'll see what
I don't
happens.
think so. No.
We'll never know. It's Taylor Heineke, man. I know.
But my coworker is a Falcons fan, and he said that he doesn't think that Ridder has a concussion, or it said health reasons. He thinks that it's just like some bullshit they're feeding him because they want to replace Ridder already.
Maybe. Never know.
Have fun with Heineke. It's a roller
Yeah.
coaster.
Yeah, I know, right?
How would you know?
Talk about inconsistent.
I've had 5 years with him.
Houston's at 3-4 right now. This is a tough team, guys, because I think 16 is good. They went down 1. I think they're still a good team. CJ Stroud, I think, is still playing well. I just think they're just doing less on offense. And the biggest thing is because they can't establish the run. I don't think any running back on that team can really get it going. And that doesn't help CJ Stroud out, especially if you know this team's only going to be able to pass the ball on you, then like you can make your offense one-dimensional and the defense can stop you every single time. I mean, it's just straight up. That's just how it is. So if the Texans want to keep rising, then they have to figure out the run, in my opinion. I think everything else, though, they're pretty good at. I don't think there's I wouldn't consider them a playoff team this year, but I think they definitely have that in their near future really soon, in my opinion.
Trey,
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Agree or disagree, and we can just move on because we're going to be here for hours.
Yep.
Disagree.
Move up.
He thinks it should be higher, and that's bullshit. New Orleans Saints, agree or disagree?
Higher than these guys. Higher than these guys. That's for damn sure. This is some fucking
They
bullshit.
move up 5 with that win. Damn.
And then we're gonna win this week. We're gonna be in the top 10 by the end of the week. Next pod,
I like it with the Saints there. Jets, I actually don't mind it at 13. Maybe a little high, but I think it's pretty good actually for them. Cleveland Browns dropped 2. I think with PJ Walker, I don't think you can have him much higher than these guys, to be honest with you.
he's been playing good games, so he beat the 49ers.
I know, but like he definitely had a lot of times in the,
He played
in the
very
Seahawks.
good, not very good, but he played a very good team.
In the
Other
Seahawks game, he definitely made a lot of mistakes that like
But he
it
played
was it's nobody else's
team.
fault but the Cleveland Brown or but himself.
I don't think he had a passing touchdown. I think he only had 2 interceptions.
But he's
Yeah.
playing a really good team. He played 2 very good teams in the past 2 weeks.
I
Same
wouldn't put the
division.
Seahawks at a very good team, but that's me just being
Compared to
Well, what, according to
worst-
the power rankings, you're a good team.
you're not even on you're top 10, obviously.
Yeah, I think we're 10. Cincinnati Bengals.
Also beat a very good team in the 49ers.
We should have beat these guys too, man. We should have beat the fucking Rams.
Yeah,
as
we should have
well.
beat the Packers.
Pisses me.
but
We
here
should be.
are, Zach.
We should be.
Coulda, woulda,
7-0.
coulda.
And we should have beat the Eagles twice, but
We
who's fucking
should be
counting?
7-0. Yeah, our Seahawks are the defense is really has come into their own. I'm really happy. Sorry, yeah, my Seahawks. I'm really happy
with
with
that
the way
bullshit.
our defense has been playing as of recent. Our offense
right
needs to
there.
figure out, like I said before. I like the 10 spot though. I'll take it. Buffalo Bills at 9, just too inconsistent, but they definitely have the potential to be good. That's a tough one. Geez, 49ers dropped 5. They're at 8 now. You know why? It's because this dipshit Brock Purdy is not that good at football. I said it. There it is. And if anybody's trying to defend him by saying, oh, he doesn't have Debo or he doesn't have Trent Williams, let's talk about how the fact that he still is the best running back in the NFL and a really good receiver in Brandon
Who
Ayuk
has an oblique
and George Kittle.
injury?
What?
Who has an oblique injury?
Who?
George Kittle was out too, wasn't he?
Christian McCaffrey. And George Kittle was out. So I don't know what you're trying to argue here.
They're beat up bad.
Did
Yeah,
San
they're
Francisco?
beat up real
That's
bad.
49ers in a nutshell. It's just injuries.
I still don't think Brock Purdy is the answer, though. I don't think.
I
He's
I
that
don't
good.
think Geno's your answer.
There's a reason why he was undefeated in the regular season last year.
Yeah, because he had an incredible team around him that wasn't injured.
And what is happening now? His team crumbles.
Yep, and so does he. So therefore, he's
Well,
not
it's
that
kind
good.
of hard when you're passing it to fucking Ray McLeod.
Hey, he's a great return man.
All
Yeah,
right,
a
Detroit
return man, not a
Lions.
receiver.
Detroit
for
Lions at
clarifying that,
7. Detroit Lions at 7. I like it. 6 Dallas Cowboys.
I don't.
That's some glazing, if you ask me. Still, just too inconsistent. Still for these guys. They've had some good games, but like, have they played anybody good?
They beat a terrible Rams defense.
Yeah, like
And they
again,
move up
not
2
a ton of
spots.
great teams there. Jacksonville, I like it at top 5. I think they definitely are one of the hottest teams right now in the NFL.
Overrated.
I don't
Chiefs,
know.
Chiefs still at 4. I honestly don't know how you can put the Chiefs over the Jacksonville Jaguars, in my opinion, but that's
The
just me.
fucking Jags are
They beat
overrated.
them. The Chiefs beat them.
Overrated. Trey,
Jags are,
your
Jags are
defense played
overrated.
very well.
We did.
You had
I
you
just
had
don't
a
think-
stellar game.
They put up.
So
they
did we.
put up 20 points against one of the best defenses in the NFL. It's pretty damn good if you ask me. And in the rain.
Doesn't show.
Stopped raining.
Yeah, it stopped raining at half, and then they started lighting them up.
So they're operating at half, and
Not quite.
Mitchell Trubisky
No,
still
not
threw 2
quite. You're
interceptions.
right. Travis
Um,
Etienne also busted. one.
anyways, Kansas City Chiefs at 4. That's some glazing still. Miami Dolphins at 3.
I like it.
Their offense is the best. Their defense with Jalen Ramsey definitely is a lot better. Got a pick already. We'll see what they can continue to do, but I don't hate it either. Baltimore Ravens at 2. Man, honestly, I like
they're
it.
right where they need to be.
I like it. I like it. And then number 1 is Eagles. I agree with this now. I think Eagles are definitely becoming one of the best teams in the NFL, and I think they definitely are
Hey,
becoming
read that
less-
caption.
they're-
Defense had really few answers for Sam Howell.
Yeah.
I'll take my wins when I can get them. My
you
season's
go.
over.
Ravens are
There you
overrated
go.
too.
All right, and then that is our power
Only thing-
rankings.
Only thing I would change on this is
Yeah.
Jacksonville above the Chiefs. That's all I would say.
I would say too. I agree with you. I think the Jacksonville is definitely above the Chiefs. As a complete team, absolutely. They're better than the Chiefs.
How not trade? They just lost to the fucking Broncos. And it wasn't even like they just got exposed.
You're never gonna convince me to count out Pat Mahomes.
I'm not counting them out. I'm not saying
I'm not counting them out either, but I think they definitely should.
The Broncos should go up. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that
they're still one of the best teams.
Jacksonville Jaguars should be higher than the Chiefs, even though they got beat by them. I think they should move down because that offense and that team's more complete.
I think that Chiefs team's coming into one. They didn't show like last week, obviously, but I really do think that Chiefs team's
coming into one after they take a loss.
Yeah,
bro. After a loss is where you truly find out who you really are, and you're gonna fix some of the things that obviously that they beat you on.
Look at the Jacksonville Jaguars. They lost to the Chiefs, and now they're just like, all right, next one up.
Hey, sometimes a loss is good, humbling moments.
Yeah. Ravens lost to the Steelers,
and that was a great humbling moment for them. Now look at them. Yeah. Sometimes it takes a loss to realize your flaws. Yeah. And obviously they were on a roll. They won 6 in a row. So when you're rolling and winning, it's easy to get lost. And hey, here's a bounce back. And I think they will bounce back in.
Who did the Eagles lose to?
30-point fashion.
Who did the Eagles lose to?
To be honest, I don't remember who they lost to.
I don't either. That's why I asked.
They lost.
I'm drawing a blank right now too. I'm not gonna lie to you boys. Like I literally drew a blank.
No, who did they fucking lose to?
Well, it would say on the website who they lost to.
Why am I drawing a blank here? I know who they lost to.
It was a bad team, I think.
They lost to the Jets. That's right.
The Jets.
The fucking Jets. First time in franchise history.
Not a bad team.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, those are power rankings for the week, guys. All right, and because this week was a little bit unique and different, when it comes to what, am I too loud or what?
You're good.
This guy's freaking out over here. Because this week was a little bit different than weeks before, not just because of Halloween, but also because it wasn't just a regular Dead or Alive weekend. This actually was the trade deadline. All right. And we're going to be talking about everything that went down. Literally just, I think yesterday it was, correct? And yesterday was the 31st.
Yesterday and
on Monday and kind of the weekend too. But we have some of the bigger ones that kind of came out of nowhere here. And I'll just read off to you guys. I have the screen pulled up. A lot of this, it kind of was like a slow, spew into like the trade deadline itself. We really didn't start making like waves until the end of last week, kind of into the weekend. Then we kind of, was a floodgate at that point. Open the floodgates, I should say, at that point. First one up, Tennessee we thought we're going to just start selling house completely because they gave up Kevin Byard for a 2024 4th and 6th round pick to the Eagles. So the Tennessee Titans receive a 4th and 6th round, or what did I say? The 5th and 6th round?
And Terrell Edmonds.
Right now, yeah, it just says 5th and 6th round, and then obviously the Terrell Edmonds too. For Kevin Byard, and the Eagles got Kevin Byard, obviously making that defense even better than it is right now. Very obvious the Eagles are in like a win now mindset because they definitely have the people for it. Just adding another really strong safety to that team. Not bad. I think honestly, because it was earlier, we kind of got to see what the market kind of landed as. Maybe a little bit expensive for Kevin Byard, to be honest with you. Obviously, he's getting older, still very good at football, but I think it might have been one of those more spendy picks that the Titans or that the Eagles got, if you ask me, because some of these other guys, and we'll get to them here soon, went for still a good amount of a return, but sometimes it was even a lot more than that, if you ask me. But hey, man, that's football, baby. The next big one up here we had, though, was Montez Sweat. Or sorry, not Montez Sweat. Leonard Williams. This one is near and dear to my heart. The Seahawks get Leonard Williams from the Giants, D lineman there, for a 2024 second round pick and a 2025 fifth round. Pretty expensive, if you ask me. Obviously, Leonard Williams is a pretty darn good defensive lineman that we're picking up. I think it definitely hammers down the idea that the Seahawks are in a win now mindset as well. We're trying to get wins here, and adding to our defensive line will definitely not hurt us by any means, especially a guy like of Leonard Williams' status. But for a second round pick next year and then a future 5th round pick, that seems quite expensive for a guy who's I think 29 years old too.
I was gonna say he's old too.
30. Yeah, 29 years, 30 years old, or whatever he is right now. I would have maybe liked to see maybe a 3rd round instead of a 2nd round, but I mean, we'll take it. We're looking to win now anyways. We've had like 20 some picks in the last 2 years of drafting. Like we already have a super young team. Maybe adding more young people wouldn't necessarily be better is maybe the thought process on it.
Get a little some vets in there. Eh?
Yeah. And a guy that's obviously pretty darn good at football too.
Yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts on it?
Uh,
I think it was a B+.
Yeah.
I give it a B+ too.
I
Pretty
like
okay.
it.
Back what I thought about it.
What's that?
He's a good.
Yeah, I told Spence
I feel like
texted
this
me.
is more of a loss to the Giants than it is to the Seahawks. But I mean, obviously, it is a loss. Don't get me wrong, because they didn't get anyone back. But
I think the draft capital they got back though was great. 2025 5th round is but their 2nd round for next year, that's I think very valuable to a team that's definitely trying to lose games at this point.
Yep,
if you ask me.
absolutely.
I think that's a 2nd round pick. That's just
That's
as good.
why it's a win for them.
That's just as good as a late 1st round pick as a 2nd round pick. I mean, they're about the same quality if you ask me. Your high 1st rounds, your high super top end talent is going to be within the first 15 picks anyways. Anything after that, it's really good across the board. From the 15th pick to even the end of the 2nd round, very good players that are still on the board for teams to pick up. That's a big win for the Giants if you ask me. Then
Especially for an aging player like that.
Exactly. So I mean, hey, we'll take it though if we
But
can
what
get
I
a
told Zach
good year or
was,
2 of them. Yeah, this asshole.
Zach, I sent it to Zach, and Zach goes, "Yeah, let's go." And I said, "It's going to come with the cost of someone who's going to have a career-ending injury." Just kidding.
Literally is all he told me. He goes, "Yeah, somebody's gonna probably die in your team now." I'm like, "Thanks." I was like, "Can you just be happy for me?" And he goes, "No, we're both in the NFC, so I can't." So thank you, Spencer.
All 3 of us NFC dogs. And then
I know, right? So Montez Sweat. This was an interesting sign up for me, man. I really don't know. I really don't know what to think about it because the Montez Sweat gets traded to the Chicago Bears and Washington receives a 2nd round pick, which, hey, good for you guys. 2nd round pick. I think that's a pretty good quality for Montez Sweat.
That's definitely what was the kicker right there. I mean, he's going to be a free agent either way. So, I mean,
Well, obviously, I saw it's like the Bears obviously are going to probably sign him again. It's like a big contract for this offseason. Otherwise, you're not trading.
They're
a
gonna
second
definitely
round pick
offer
for a
him.
dude.
Yeah, they'll definitely give him a pretty big contract next year. Is it worth paying a guy like that? Is he the issue on your Bears? Obviously, the Bears defense needs help, but is he the issue? Because I think giving up a 2nd round pick for a
game
future,
changer.
bro, he's been the most consistent like DN. Like he's always right there. Like he's
a
always
game
making the
changer.
smart plays, and
He's young.
he hasn't been banged up. He's been playing pretty much every single game. So like that's why I think the 2nd round pick is what did it, because he's worth that much.
Yeah. And for you guys though, getting a 2nd round pick is great. I mean, I know it definitely is looking dark, and you're probably throwing in the towel for the season, which it is what it is. But you got another 2nd round pick. That's pretty damn good if you ask me.
It is nice to have.
You know.
Plus, with the Bears, how they looked against the Chargers, I mean, Justin Herbert just literally
Could be a high 2nd round pick.
he could have took a nap back there. Let's be honest, and still thrown the ball. So I mean, they definitely need help. And if this Bears team even wants to look halfway decent, I feel like that's a great asset for them.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. I just maybe I'm looking at it from like an offensive perspective. Like their offense needs help too. I mean, everybody needs help on the Bears, but they obviously have the 1st round pick. So I mean, that'll help. I'm sure they'll probably try to use something on the.
I feel like that means
related.
they're really confident that they could re-sign him then.
Yeah,
I would say.
I think so too. I mean, they're going to give him money. There's no doubt that they're going to give him a bag. So that's just how they're going to keep
You have
him.
to.
Yeah.
But then again, they didn't pay Roquan Smith at all.
It's true. The next thing here, we have Minnesota traded Arizona a 6th round pick in return for Joshua Dobbs and a 2024 7th round conditional pick. And I think isn't conditional mean how they do essentially?
Fuck,
No,
it's a
conditional.
seventh
That means
round.
they
What does
had
that
an
fucking
extra.
matter?
That's all draft.
They had an
picks.
extra pick, so like they got a pick from someone else. So now they had whatever 2 picks of that same number.
Gotcha.
That's what that means. We
Gotcha.
deciphered that during the break.
Straight quit.
Makes sense.
Dude, I hate
So Joshua Dobbs though is going to be. I'm assuming their new starter. I don't think they're.
Jaron Hall's starting this week.
Is he really?
Uh,
It would make
it's
sense.
him or Nick Mullins. They haven't decided yet,
Oh, I think Nick Mullins is coming off injury, so
I wouldn't be
so it's
surprised
probably
if
gonna be Jaron Hall then.
within the next 2 weeks though Joshua Dobbs is probably making an appearance and starting.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
dude's a rocket scientist. He could figure out that offense.
I think the biggest thing though is he's not gonna solve your problems, but he's not gonna be bad. The only thing that I don't love about it is it worth
why?
winning games anymore? Because you're gonna win games with Joshua Dobbs. I'm not saying you're gonna win everyone, but you're gonna win at least a few more games. And that's just
I do
worsening
think
your
that
pick.
the Vikings
he's
schedule
also-
is the lower half, and like the Lions do have a tough schedule ahead of them. I mean, they get to play the Vikings twice. So if you beat the Lions twice and continue to win these games, they got a chance of winning the North here and making the playoffs.
That and
There
the
is a
NFC,
chance.
the NFC isn't that strong. Like the top tier teams are, the lower half teams aren't. They could like sneak in there with a
Do you think
6
they're gonna-
Absolutely.
seed,
Yes.
6 seed, 7
Yep.
seed, 8 seed.
But
Especially
I
the
do
4-4
believe that
record.
if they do have an not easy schedule, obviously nothing's easy in the NFL, but they have a potential to go on a run here. I hate to say it, I really do. But if Josh Dobbs gets it figured out, I mean, they obviously have the best receiver in football. And if they start
He's
running the ball more,
He's got to be coming
like-
back here soon.
I think he's coming back this week.
exactly. This could be
Either they have like a
spark
bye
for
week
them.
either this week or they actually are playing. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, the thing is though, Jordan Addison has proved like I can fucking
Yeah.
carry this team.
He's a
if I
good
need
number
to.
2 receiver.
And so like
36 months.
having
Okay,
two
the
guys that obviously Jay Jettis is going to be your number one. He's going to get his 100+ yard games, but knowing Jordan Addison is not near. He's not obviously Jay Jettis, but he's a damn good number 2 right now.
Yep.
Like that's going to be a good duo
then-
to come.
And then KJ Osborne too. KJ Osborne,
He's been the
terrible.
most consistent. He's been the most consistent, reliable.
And then you got
receiver for them.
TJ, just the safety blanket down under.
Yeah,
and Madison and Akers. I mean, they have weapons on offense.
Bro, we need to see more from Madison though. I mean,
oh for sure.
But then again, they just traded away, which is probably next on your list, Zach, Ezra Cleveland, who's been their best right guard.
Yeah,
So-
Ezra Cleveland got traded to the Jacksonville
Jags.
Jaguars for a 6th round pick in this next year in 2024. Yeah,
I mean, he's
Sixth
been their
round
most
loaded.
consistent
The sixth
right
round
guard.
is fucking loaded, boys.
what's that?
In the 6th round, it's fucking loaded. That's why they're trading. Fuck the first rounds and the second rounds.
Yeah.
The 6th rounds where you get your money.
So I just want to read this off
Sleeper.
here quick, guys.
Though I want to go back to this trade
Jesus.
real quick. I feel like Ezra Cleveland
So many
does
6th
give-
round picks this year. I'm just looking through them all.
I do feel like Ezra Cleveland gives the Jags a real good shot to really making a deep playoff run this year.
Yeah,
They
I
got
think-
Brandon
I think
Sheriff
so.
on the
If
other
he can
side.
gel.
Obviously, they lost Taylor to the Chiefs, but I do feel like they replaced them very nicely, and they really do have a good old line down there in Jacksonville.
Yeah, no, I think so too, man.
If he can gel with the line,
Yep, give him a couple weeks.
depends on how.
Give him a couple weeks.
fast he gets in
see
there.
how it works.
And given the fact nobody gets injured, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, Ezra
All right,
Cleveland
well,
goes
we're
to
just
Minnesota.
talking if everything plays out right.
Yeah.
Come on now, good vibes only.
Next one
Well,
up, and
this
this one's gonna
Fucking
grind
Jags,
your
too.
gears. This one's gonna grind your gears there. Y guy Chase Young goes to the San Francisco 49ers for a
That should grind your
2024,
gears, Zach.
What
again,
the fuck are we doing out
for a
here?
3rd
I
round
think-
pick.
I think
Go
that's-
on.
Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think Chase Young is worth the money. But right now, he hasn't done anything.
I don't give a shit about the
He's
money.
hurt.
What
He-
the fuck are we getting a 3rd round draft pick for this?
He
guy?
hasn't
You
done
could've-
anything.
Hold on. He is 3 years younger than Montez Sweat is. He's leading the. I shouldn't say my team anymore.
Montez Sweat's
he
proven.
was. Hold on. He was leading our team in sacks this year.
He rage
He
quit.
didn't even let me finish. Don't matter. Anyways, he's leading our team with sacks this year. He's played every game except for the first game, actually, because he was still coming back from the injury. but he's been dominant when he's been. I mean, he has proven against the Eagles twice that he can go out and make plays. I mean, he is worth the money. I don't care what Spencer says here. If he can stay healthy, yes. He can stay healthy. That is the main question everyone's going to say. But what he does on the field, and for how young he is, not to kind of no pun intended there. But anyways, get back to the point. He's 3 years younger than Montez Sweat, and we got a second rounder for Montez.
But
there's so much I mean, obviously, every pick is based off potential, right?
Yeah.
The potential is so goddamn high in that guy. If he stays healthy, it is literally he could literally take over the league as a DN. That's how athletic this motherfucker is. I mean, obviously winning Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2020, literally showing that he could play on every fucking game. And now, granted, he did tear his ACL, and granted, he did have some injuries in there.
He's not signing with the fucking Redskins again.
I know he's not.
So you trade him.
Well, no, Chase Young, we actually had a better chance at signing. We could actually franchise tag his ass. So,
but
yeah,
my point is,
he can deny it. It's his contract.
My point is,
it doesn't matter. You franchise tag him. That's how franchise tags works.
My point is, Montez Sweat is proven that he's very consistent and that he
absolutely
can get done and can stay healthy. So
he
you're going to have a higher
round pick, though. You agree with that? I agree with you there.
I think Chase Young is worth a second or third round pick. He's not worth
a third. He's worth the second in a compensatory pick.
You're saying he's worth a second and another pick?
Like a 6th, 7th. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think Chase Young against the run
just because potential. No.
Good.
This is all potential. If he stays healthy,
that's the thing though. Why he's been in the league for 3 or 4 years.
That's the thing with everyone, Zach.
No, it's not. Potential. No, it's not. You tried to argue that last time. I said this too. Some people get injured more than others. Correct. Chase Young has been.
He tore his ACL though. That doesn't just happen to everyone, Zach.
Correct, but some people go through their career without having to miss so many games. He's been in the league for how many years? Why? 3 or 4 years?
He's played 34 games.
2020.
Since 2020. So this is his 4th year in the NFL, and he's played how many games?
34.
34. So that's about 16 games per year. So he's played just over 2 years of football in 4 years.
Yeah, tearing his ACL really put him in the ground.
I agree. Yeah. I agree, but that's an issue.
He was just and then obviously little things on the same leg, but still, I agree with you. But
it's a reason that people are looking at it. I'm not saying I'm not saying
it's not leg. But the potential, he's putting up great stats this year.
How has Sweat's injury, how has injuries affected Sweat?
I think a third round pick is fair.
I mean,
I agree.
He'll miss 4 games a year.
Third round pick is still really good.
About 4 games.
For a guy that's not playing.
You could get a very good player with a third round pick.
No, and
I don't disagree with you, but he's not worth a third round pick. He's at least worth a second pick.
For a guy that was the first overall pick.
Second.
Second.
Who was first that year?
Baker?
No, 2020.
It would have been Baker. Who was that?
I said Baker.
That would have been Trevor.
Was it Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor.
No, it was Joe Burrow.
Or Joe Burrow. Yeah, excuse me, Joe Burrow. Yes,
because that was the
yes.
Pretty sure.
You were correct. Yeah.
Yep. So Joe Burrow got drafted that year.
Yep, and I had a brain fart there.
I think obviously for a second round pick or a second pick in the NFL draft, a few years later getting compensated for a third round pick definitely seems probably well, what are we doing? I think they're taken into the matter of what it shows though too, they wouldn't have accepted that trade if they had something better. That was probably the best option they got. Think about it.
Well, the 49ers were also trying to win now mode, and I feel like they really needed another defensive end to really push the exterior edge. And so I really do think that was a benefit for them, more or less, and that's why they offered a third round pick. Just think about it though. If you look at it, look at this. We have a great relationship with Kyle Shanahan, so it was easier for us to get the job done. That's what I'm saying.
So you're telling me if it was a third or a second, and Kyle Shanahan
I do
is just a
think
nicer guy?
If we were only offered a third, and we were willing to just give someone a player, it would have been the Niners.
But I think
I don't
the
think they
answer
just
is you
gave
didn't
him.
get anything more than a third. That was your best.
I'm
That was
just-
your best thing given to
We
you.
don't know that. I don't know that.
There's no way they don't take a better pick. If they gave somebody
I
a second
totally
pick, they would
agree
probably take that. In my
Do you
opinion.
have a fact? I want a fact check.
I don't know what I'm not an
No, there's-
ESPN insider. I don't know.
But
that
I don't think
information.
I'm not. If I'm a GM,
because
if I'm a
we got a
GM,
second round pick from an in division rival, we wouldn't have done it.
if I'm a GM, I'm not giving a second round pick for Chase Young.
That's why I'm saying is I don't think there's many people that gave much more than a third. There might have been another team that gave a third, and maybe it was less or more of a how much they're paying or not. I mean, if you think about it, you guys are still paying for him, and you just got to pick in return. I mean, it's not like you necessarily got the best deal ever out of him. I do agree with that. Like the contract aspect of it, it's like, damn, you're still paying
You at
for this
least,
guy,
but like it's
and you get a pick though. You know,
maybe they knew he said, "Oh, we're not sign. I'm not. He's not going to sign with them." So they at least got
and
something
maybe-
for him.
yeah, it's true.
And maybe that
They
is-
just took anything. Yeah.
But we could have franchise tagged him. That's the point I'm.
Yeah, and then you run the fact of him holding out because apparently that's a trend now for everyone
That
to
is
fucking
true.
hold
You are
out.
correct.
Thank
You don't
you,
really think
Steelers.
about that, but yeah,
Thank you, Le'Veon Bell.
Yep, for real.
asshole.
But last
real.
couple here, guys. Obviously, it was that was one of the bigger ones there. Detroit gets Donovan Peoples-Jones from the Cleveland Browns for another
Good pickup.
6th-round pick.
Did
I think it's a good pickup. I mean, obviously they want to try to
Another weapon.
expand their offense. Obviously, Amon-Ra is just like dominating right now. Very, very reliable #1 receiver. But to be able to open it up more, obviously you have Sam Laporta. doing
He's
his
more of
thing.
a deep threat because like they just lost probably their best deep threat in Marvin Jones walking away from football for personal reasons. And Donovan Peoples-Jones is that big receiver that can go up and get those deep jump balls. Because like obviously Jamison Williams, like yeah, he's been hurt and he's young, but he hasn't proven that he can do that like Donovan
Yeah.
Peoples-Jones.
He's more of a slot
I
guy,
mean-
anyways. I mean,
Yeah.
he's kind of.
Jamison Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fast. He's fast and he's
shifty.
tall. That's why I said like
Mhm.
deep threat. But yeah.
Oh, don't get me wrong. He is a deep threat, but like he's usually burning that deep threat.
Yeah.
Yep.
And obviously you
Um,
got Amon-Ra, who's
Well, regardless, giving up a 6th-round pick, and this is even in 2025, guys. Pretty darn good pickup by the Lions, if you ask me. Especially because I think they're also in win now mode too. They're definitely not waiting and trying to get better over the
Oh,
next
yeah.
couple of years. They're right there to do it. And then lastly, we had Rasul Douglas from the Green Bay Packers go to the Buffalo Bills, and also
Solid.
2024 5th round. And all in return, the Packers get a 3rd round. I think they gave up quite a bit for a 3rd round, to be honest with you. A 5th round and Rasul Douglas.
he's up there in age, but he is a very consistently good, above average corner.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I don't know if he necessarily. I don't know his injury history. I guess, but I don't want to say anything about that. But
The
he's
best-
a very. I think he's one of the top, not top tier, but like in between average and top tier. Above
he's a
average.
respectable corner.
Yeah, very something that they need because like it didn't. They got
Injury.
who? Tre'Davious White, and then did
Pretty
Taron
sure
Johnson
he's-
get hurt?
Was it Clam, whatever? The rookie from last year got hurt.
Elam.
Yeah, Elam. Yeah. What's his nuts? Damar Hamlin's out still with like a sickness. Like you're just
He's a
losing.
safety, I think.
Well, you can move. You can. You played
Yeah, but
coverage.
that Taron Johnson's good. That number 7 for them, but he's
Yeah.
always like I swear he's always goddamn hurt.
Yeah.
but they're a hurt team.
Also
Very,
came
very
after last time the Packers played the Bills. Josh Allen went up to Rasul Douglas and said, "You fucking suck," and now they're teammates. So,
It's kind of
There you
like Eli Apple and
You know,
Tyreek Hill.
it's true.
kind of pissed about the Bears for being little assholes and not trading the Steelers, Jalen Johnson, but
He's
is
too
what it
damn
is.
good though.
Yeah.
they were apparently the number 1 team in the talks for him. Steelers were being hard on him, But the Bears just won too much fun. Yeah, hard.
Damn.
They asked for TJ or what?
I don't know who the fuck they asked for. They just said they were in very deep conversations, but
Yeah,
just couldn't get a deal done.
cool. Well, that concludes this year's trade deadline drama.
Kind of shitty.
Honestly, nothing too crazy. A lot of D linemen, though. A lot of pretty big time D linemen were on the move this year.
Yeah, it was shit, Trey. I agree. For me,
I think-
and for this entire NFL.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily the most exciting, but there still was moves, and that's what you can expect with the trade deadline. Ayo. But this brings us to a segment that I think is a fan favorite. At least that's my favorite, one of my favorites. It's one of those times where we get to kind of let loose and make sure that we're revved up for football. This is where we find out who are the best football players of all football. And we're not talking about just best football players. We're talking about dogs of the week. And I'm talking this week's dog of the week. Trey, don't let us down. Bring us some fucking energy.
Alrighty, boys. We're starting off in Dallas.
Oh,
We got C.D. Nuts. C.D. Lamb. We got 12 receptions, 158 yards, and 2 touchdowns. We're going to go to Nashville. All right? We got D-Hop
whoa.
hopping his way into the end zone 4 times. 4 receptions, 128 yards. Oh, sorry, 3 touchdowns, not 4. That's on me.
I was gonna say that did sound off.
All right. And then we're going up to the Motor City.
What?
But with a rookie. Been a couple rookies on this list before. But we got Jahmyr Gibbs. 152 rushing yards. What was it? 37 receiving yards. And 1 touchdown.
What?
What?
Yeah. Hell
And you know what? We got another rookie. He may not have put up the biggest numbers, but he came in there and
What?
showed people that he's got it.
What do you mean by that?
We're going back to Nashville
What the fuck?
with Will fucking Levis. All right. We got 238 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions.
Hey, yo.
Sorry, AJ Brown, you didn't make it this week.
Honorable mention.
That's tough, man. AJ Brown had another good game too, though.
I had to throw
It's like
in Will
Devontae
Levis,
Adams,
you know.
though. It's like Devontae Adams last year. Just like,
yeah,
he put up another 120
Yeah.
yards.
I do like the list, Trey. What are your thoughts, guys? What do we think?
Well, you already know that I'm going to say a rookie. But which one? I'll let you guys discuss.
You're gonna pick Gibbs because you have him on one of your fantasy teams.
Give me Gibbs. Give me Motor City Dan. Finally figured out I have a running back that can catch the ball and run the ball.
He
Like
can
Christian
catch?
McCaffrey, but he's a little darker. The more athletic one.
Oh. And he was jumping in the crowd to sit with some baddies.
Did you see
too.
the chick pull Gibbs up? Yeah, just curls Gibbs up. Give her dog of the week. What?
See, the honorable mention.
She is an honorable mention.
That's funny.
But give
Why-
me Gibbs. That's
Why? Who's your dog of the week?
Can I?
I don't know how.
Whoa, wait, you shut up, Wyatt.
Whoa.
Didn't you just explain it?
No, I'm saying why Gibbs though, but I wasn't done yet. Why I gotta
Oh.
have a whole 25-minute reel about his explanation? Why can't I? Huh?
Okay.
You're gonna cut me off now.
It's just because we're at 2 hours recording already.
Hey,
Whose fault is
I-
that?
I did.
Don't want to
fight
hear it.
for that.
Anyways,
I
Jahmyr
did
Gibbs.
fight for that, so
Yeah.
you got to fight for it. You're fighting for it, and I
Jahmyr
like
Gibbs.
to see it.
I like the rookies. I just if a rookie goes out, like I like Will Levis too. Like that's awesome. A quarterback comes in first game, no problems, 4 touchdowns, win the game. Always
Did
good to
you say
walk out on a
Levis?
win your first game in. But Jahmyr Gibbs it's been right there, and he just hasn't got it, and he finally shows what he can do, and that's why I'm taking him for my dog of the week.
Hold on. Did he say Levis?
Levis.
Did you call him Will Levis?
Leave this dick right in your mouth. You can talk now. I'll take it out.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
That's terrible.
Damn. All right, Wyatt.
How long were you thinking about that?
The Levis?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just rambling. So it just popped out. I meant to say Levis.
Wyatt, what's your thoughts, man? Who's your dog of the week?
I'm a little sad that AJ Brown was not.
That's tough,
in that
man.
talk. It's okay. No. It's fine.
We gotta share the love out here.
There was some really good other stats. And yeah, I just gotta give it to the not old man. He looked like a young man on Sunday. DeAndre Hopkins.
Ooh.
3 tutties. Bro, he could catch the fucking ball, bro. That's a guarantee.
Those are some Randy Moss numbers right there you put up. Only 4 catches, 128 yards.
And I do believe he went up to Will Levis before the game and goes, I'm always open. And Will Levis is like, all right, bet.
Will Levis, you mean Mayo Mamba?
Mayo Mamba.
That's terrible.
I love that. Damn. Who are the other two
You're a
again?
ranch guy, I thought, Zach.
CeeDee
I am.
Lamb, Jahmyr, Will Levis, and D-Hop.
Honestly, I'm gonna go CeeDee Lamb on this one, man.
Wow.
Oh, that's some glazing. That's some glazing.
Every single other player.
Yeah. Dude, CeeDee Lamb had what, 12 catches, 150 some yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's pretty damn good if you ask me. Career high in catches. I think almost a career high or a career high
Who are they
in
playing?
yards for him. They played the Rams.
Well, I know who they were playing, but who were they playing?
Doesn't matter.
Nobody.
He still put
Exactly.
up 12
Nobody.
catches.
They were playing
That's
nobody.
his first.
All right.
This is the
Falcons.
this is the first game that he. Yeah, this is the
They
first
actually
game
have a
that
good
he went off.
defense.
They actually do.
Well,
have a
we were
good
just talking about like 3 of his catches.
whoa.
3 of his 4 catches. He was the only one in the camera
I'm
angle.
starting to
Because
think,
he's that damn good at getting open. Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay.
What does that
He
mean?
ain't got the, he ain't
don't
got the
give me
wheels. He ain't got the
Ah.
wheels like that. We all know that.
Yeah, he
Go
had a
ahead,
fight
Zach, go
over
ahead.
one guy.
Zach,
Go
go ahead.
up, grab
No,
it.
That's
Don't
some
worry about
blown coverage right there.
Yeah, it's
Don't worry
not blown
about
coverage when he's grabbed.
not me. I guess.
He didn't do that
It might go.
Yes,
We're
he
just
did.
putting
He
it in.
might have wrapped his
All
arms
right,
around someone,
Trey.
pull him off to the side, and then caught him.
My opinion is CeeDee Lamb, and I don't care what Wyatt thinks about it. Who is your dog of the week, Trey?
What if I wanted to pick Will Levis?
Then pick Will Levis.
But then we'd have a 4-way tie.
4 dogs of the week.
Technically,
Nope. Benny's got to say too.
You know
Right,
what?
yeah.
I got it. And there's not going to be a tie. Drum roll, please. CD's nuts.
Hey! Suck on those, Wyatt.
I don't give a shit what you two think.
Oh, well,
You just
majority
lost
rules.
three.
You got your dog. I got my dog. That's what
fine.
matters.
That's fine. See,
No,
don't
there's
matter.
only one
dude,
dog.
why
of
are
the
you
week.
arguing this? You just yelled at me for picking CeeDee Lamb.
Well, I just
There's
thought
only
he
one
played
dog of the week.
lackluster defense. That's all I said.
Only one dog of the week.
That's
There
fine.
ain't multiple.
But I just thought
And
he
that's
played a
CeeDee
lackluster
Lamb.
defense.
CD's nuts.
You heard it here first, folks. Despite Wyatt's
You guys all agreed with me when you said the defense was terrible, by the way. I hope you guys
Oh,
agree.
yeah.
I'm not saying their defense is
Thank you,
good.
Trey, for being honest. Thank you, Trey, for being honest.
No, I'm
These
not
two
saying
are
that they're good
fucking-
either. Dude, I'm not saying they're good either. I'm just saying
Yeah,
I don't
took you a
care.
while
The
to
guy had a
say
great
it.
game. The guy had a great game. No. Dog of the week, week number 7 of the NFL this year, is CeeDee Lamb.
We're gonna have to
Congratulations.
make some shirts at the end of the year.
Might have to.
We have to pick
Dogs
who
of the
the, who had the best performance throughout the year.
It's true. It's true.
Dog of the year.
Well, hey,
Dog of the year.
congratulations to you, CD. We'll be sending the check in the mail. Just let us know where you live, and we'll get to that. You get that to you as soon as
Somewhere in
possible.
Arlington.
Somewhere in Arlington. But yeah.
The
Congratulations, CD Lamb.
That is San Antonio.
Remember that one.
The
All
Alamo.
right. And lastly, guys, our last segment of this very, very long episode of Turf Talks. The number one sports podcast in the world. The world doesn't know it yet. Is our pick'ems. Let's get them pulled out here, guys. Ayo. We talked about it already last week. Wyatt was our big loser from last week. He's gonna have to dress up and do a TikTok dance at some point, and we'll get that on the old TikTok. But overall,
hey, second though in the league. I'll take second. In the
Spence,
league.
you got 12, right? You said.
Yeah.
So Spence technically won it, and then Trey and I tied with 10, and then Wyatt lost with only 8 picks correct out of 16. But hey,
dangerous
there's always next week. There's always next week. Overall, I think right now I'm technically winning. 55 total, correct? Wyatt's 52.
I've missed a couple picks.
Trey's at 48, and then Spencer just never started. Thank you, Spencer, for making this easy for us.
So I got. I'll add them up.
All right, sounds good. Well, let's dive into this week's picks, guys, before we forget and it gets too late and it's time to go to bed.
Hey, you're
first
lucky
one up,
that I missed picks of week 6.
there you go. First one up, we have Titans versus Steelers coming on tomorrow, Thursday Night Football. Trey, I'm torn, but I think I might actually be going Steelers for the first time this year. I think I might actually pick Steelers for the first time.
I'm going to take Tennessee.
Oh, suck my dick.
Will Levis look good, but he's going against now the best defense in the NFL.
Yes. I like that.
Yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
All right, 3-1. Pittsburgh gets the first majority sweep, I think, this season. Congratulations, Steelers and Trey.
Didn't we all pick them against the Texans too?
No,
I picked the Texans.
I picked Texans too.
You did.
Next up, we have Dolphins versus Chiefs. 6-2 versus 6-2. I'm gonna go Dolphins in this one, guys. I don't think the Chiefs defense is good enough to stop the Dolphins offense. Chiefs, huh?
He's a Glazer.
It's an Arrowhead. Whoa. I do believe Taylor Swift might be at this.
You know who's going to be there.
So maybe if Taylor Swift's at this, I'm definitely changing my answer to the Chiefs.
Well, not in their wildest dreams are they going to get this win regardless. Ayo, Dolphins are going to get the win, in my opinion.
Now it got bad. Give me Miami.
All right. There we go.
Yeah, I do like Miami in this, though, low-key, for real.
So we have one Chiefs. The rest are Dolphins. We'll see what happens on Sunday. Next up, Cardinals versus Browns. I'm going to go Browns. I don't think Cardinals are going to get that win, but we'd be
Fuck the Cardinals.
That's what they like to do. Is they like to surprise us all.
That's Super Bowl. We kicked ass.
So next up, Bears versus Saints. I'm going to go Saints. I think Saints get that win. Hopefully, pretty
Give me
easily.
the Bears.
Fuck you.
Oh yeah, man.
You're just mad that we're above you in the power rankings.
You should not be, man.
We're better.
I'll give you a proper 12.
We're not
Whop
even
with
right.
12.
You're not even doing the right accent if you're trying to do that, mate. You do nothing. You literally drop down in the power rankings.
Okay. Rams versus Packers. Give me the Rams. I'm sorry, Packers fans.
Is
not your season.
Whoa, I didn't pick the Saints Bears game.
You did though.
I think this one's a toss-up.
Nah, I'm picking Saints, let's be honest.
I honestly don't know if I can pick the Rams without.
What do you mean? Montrez Sweat on the fucking.
Bro,
Montrez
the
We're moving
Sweat.
on, Trey. We're moving on. I think the Packers might have a chance in this game.
I think they do.
I'm gonna take the Packers
Oh.
because I don't know if Rippon can actually.
Oh, I forgot that they don't have their
Yeah.
main guy.
Don't have
Give me a
Stafford.
fist bump.
Give me the Packers. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh,
There it is. All right. Vikings versus Falcons. This is a toss-up if you ask me.
In Atlanta, give me the Falcons.
Yeah, give me the Vikings.
yeah.
I think Vikings have more weapons. Well, it's Taylor Heineke, Falcons. Give me the Falcons.
It's 50-50. Hey, it's a 50-50 game. You don't know what Taylor you're gonna get, but he's gonna be slinging that thing.
It's true. It's true.
He's gonna be the deer in the headlights.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's a good costume.
All right. We have Seahawks versus Ravens. Man,
Sorry, Zach.
I'm going Seahawks because I'm a homer. I don't care.
It's at home. I was not.
I'm bleeding purple. I'm bleeding purple, Trey. Get fucked,
Fuck
guy.
the Ravens. Fuck the Ravens.
You going Seahawks? Hey yo, let's go.
He's like me with the Falcons. I'm not going to pick the Falcons. He's not going to
Seahawks,
pick the fucking
Seahawks
used to pick
Nation
the
stand up.
Browns or the
Seahawks
Falcons.
Nation stand up. Texans versus Bucks. It's tough to know what we're gonna get out of this team. Give me
Is
the
it
Bucks.
Texans at
Texans.
home?
Texans
Yeah.
home. I don't think
Texans.
they. I don't think they have that good of a home field
Give
advantage.
me the
though, if you
boys
ask me.
in Houston.
It's
me the
different,
Bucks.
Zach. You don't understand the practice and all that stuff that leads up to a home game.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you don't get it.
Yeah,
You've
that's
never
on me.
played sports before.
You're
You
right.
wouldn't know.
Never.
You're the water boy, buddy.
I
Don't-
was. I was.
He was the guard, tackle, and center.
Did it all.
You see that number 11 behind
He
Wyatt?
guarded the bench. He tackled
Yeah.
him and came close.
See that guy right there? That guy lost.
Who's that?
us.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Who's that?
No,
Water
number one
sucks.
water
It
boy.
really,
Number one
really
water
sucks.
boy, baby.
Water sucks.
All right. Give me the Bucks though on this one.
I'm gonna go Texans
Houston.
just because fuck you.
Fuck you. I'm
All
going
right.
Texans.
Commanders versus Patriots. Kind of a toss-up game if you ask me. To a
You know,
T.
I'm gonna go with
Shitter bowl.
the Commanders.
Yep, give me Washington.
I think it's a precursor to what Wyatt's gonna have to do on TikTok here.
Renegade.
Give me the Commanders. Actually, though, on a serious note,
I'm gonna take the Commanders on this one too.
We're sweeping it.
We'll see what happens.
Sweep,
Colts versus
Sweep.
Panthers. Give me the Colts against Frank Reich's old team. I think Colts get the win.
I don't know. Are the Panthers hot right now?
No,
they did not look that good.
they
to
didn't
be
play
honest
well.
with
They
you.
just snuck away with the win. I think Cowboys versus Eagles is going to be one of the best games this weekend. I'm going to go Eagles though.
E
Eagles.
A
Yeah,
G
give me the Eagles.
L E.
Holy shit. Talk about a shitter next game.
Yeah, Giants
Oh,
versus
dude.
Raiders. If there's a way
Darren
to say
Waller,
this is a tie,
revenge game.
this would be the one.
If he plays, I don't know if he's
I'm
going
gonna
to
go Raiders. I'm going Raiders.
Remember when the
Yeah, give me the Raiders. I'm with Spence on this one.
I'll go with the Raiders too. I have no faith in the Giants.
Give me Tommy DeVito.
Even though they almost
No,
beat
you're
the
not.
Jets. Even though they almost beat the
It's
Jets.
like I
last
lied.
week.
Yeah, the Raiders win that easily.
Bills versus Bengals. What Bills we're gonna get?
I
Fuck the Bengals.
yeah.
I'll go
Bengals.
Bills.
Fuck them.
Fuck
I'll
you.
go Bills.
Fuck them.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm going Bills.
Oh
It was
shit.
a, it was a toss up. I couldn't decide, but I'm going Bills. No, I do feel like the Bengals actually have a
Where's the
chance to win this
Robinson?
game. A real good chance to win this game.
The Bengals do, you said?
Yes, I do, but I'm going Bills.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I'm gonna go Bills too. This actually might be another one of those good toss-up games.
I got Bengals on that one.
Chargers versus Jets. I'm gonna go Jets because I think the Jets defense is much better than Chargers offense has been
I'm
performing.
gonna say Jets as well, Zach. I agree with that.
I agree
I
with
agree
all
with
three of
Jets.
you. Oh, all right, all four of us clean sweep.
Here we go. And they're gonna score 75 points.
Jesus Christ, Zach.
Talking about their defense being so good. And they swept 55.
It's not gonna get to that, but it is.
I
whatever.
got
Yep.
40.
Give me 30.
You,
think it's
you
gonna be a
took
low-scoring
my-
game.
That's my number, Wyatt.
Really?
I'm going 35.
I'm gonna go 41. 42.
Lock
I'm
it
gonna
in.
Asshole. Go
Prices
45.
are locked it in. Picks are saved, guys. Getting an ad. No, thank you.
I'm getting the total right
Um,
now.
Getting 12 wins. Calling it. Calling
No,
your
I'm getting
shot.
the total.
Oh, you're getting the
14,
total.
14 games this week.
At least
Well, fucking
13.
last week I had 5, so that I can tell you they're there. I have 17.
Blood purse.
All right. Well, guys, I think that pretty much wraps up this episode. It was a long one. Thank you for staying to. Let us know if you actually watched the full thing to its completion, because 2 hours and 15 minutes is probably one of our longest ones we put out there so far. It was a good one though. I had fun. Again, in the comments below, if you can remember from all the way back in the beginning of this episode, let us know your favorite trick-or-treating candy, and also who dressed up the best of the four of us here, who had the best costume.
And if you made it all the way through to the end, type Halloween. That way we know.
Hey,
Halloween.
yo.
Halloween.
Halloween.
Or spooky.
Spooky season.
Peace
Thanks for
out.
watching, guys. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.